Not anymore. Not anymore. So this is what the Father had me put out, just so you guys, and I'll let you guys hear it too, I guess.
He said since we're on live.
Since we're on live, you guys can listen to what I put out on TikTok yesterday. The Father had a message for everybody.
Just a warning. Those of you out there that think it's a good idea to mess with the children of the children of God, they are also children of God. You're better off playing with the demons. So I suggest you be mindful. I love you. And Jesus loves you.
Oof.
Dude, yeah. Right. So after my son messaged me, right? Like, because he's got these people, because, you know, obviously we went over this. I look like the white Jesus. Okay. So people, because of their idol worship, because of what they've done, and they've made this false graven image of Christ, now people think because I happen to look like that image that I'm trying to be Christ. So they're sitting here mocking and ridiculing my children. And dude, the way that hit my spirit yesterday, people got this. There's another reason why I want to go over the Lord's Prayer, because, you know, we must forgive because we're forgiven, right? But like, I sit there and I'm like, guys, to mess with our children that are children of God, mind you, and we're children of God, God doesn't play this. Like, and if people don't wake up, dude, because He is our avenger.
So this is where.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This is where I've got to pull back on a lot of stuff, because I've faced a lot of betrayals.
Oh yeah.
Kids under attack, all that stuff, like you're saying. And when I look at the attack on the kids right now, right, I am terrified for those that oppose the Creator. Like the level of mercy that, especially after last night, it's funny that happened yesterday to you.
Oh yeah, dude.
Because one of the issues is that I'm just going to get to the point. I'm terrified for the wicked. I have a new compassion for evil people and the wicked, because the suffering of the righteous is so bad. I think about the Father that all He wants to do is love His kids, and because of evil and all the evil influences and all the people pumping behind evil and the unity and the gather, like, we can look at what they're doing, but if you look at, wow, this is what Paul, when he said, our war is not against flesh and blood, but principalities and rulers of darkness. And I'm just like, man, there's so many evil people gathering against the will of God, and they don't understand the danger that they're in. They don't understand that God is literally watching them persecute His people. Look what when Paul met Christ, and he goes, why are you persecuting me? And I'm like, dude, I saw the post. You sent me the picture. He goes, what is it like? What is it like to be related to someone that thinks they're Jesus? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, at first I was just like, man, this is bad. Like, you know, and, okay, so everybody, that's what the post said. Someone said, attacked his son. It's like, what is it like to be someone who thinks they're Jesus? And his son's defense almost just, it really messed me up, because he really defended you.
Oh, well, that's what, dude. I'll be honest with you, like, because they haven't wanted to talk to me. So when I seen that, I've been thinking, like,
you gotta read it, man, because
this is the question was, how does it feel being related to someone who thinks they're Jesus? My son's response: he doesn't think he is Jesus. He's given his life to Jesus. Like, whoever you are, you're gonna feel like an idiot. What if he's right? Even if he's not, you should still be faithful. Like, he's basically telling this person, like, if I'm wrong, like, if his dad's wrong, you should still be looking to Christ. Like, even if I'm wrong.
But he also said,
but
the thing is that that's not what got me. What got me was, what is this? Okay, we're gonna stop that. Okay, there. What he said was he's not. He doesn't think he's Jesus. He's given his life. He recognizes that you've given it all to God.
Dude.
He recognizes that, and he was upset about that. But now he gets it.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Now he gets it. And what absolutely terrifies me is the amount of effort. And I'm like, dude, listen, again, what Paul says is, why are you persecuting me? This freaks me out because the accusation was, what is it like to be related to someone who thinks he's Jesus? And I'm like, what is it like to attack someone who Jesus says is Jesus? Who, when Jesus identifies himself as us, people of God, listen to me very carefully. Pray for your enemies. Please pray for your enemies. Because pray for your enemies, because when I saw that post, at first I was just like, oh, because he looks like Jesus and everything's like, God's like, no, look at it again. I look at it again and I go, wait a minute. Paul, Rav Shaul is persecuting the people of God, the people, the believers. He gets it, and he sees this bright light, and this voice says, Shaul, Shaul, why are you persecuting me? Dude, I'm about to explode.
This is why people need to understand. Like that post, like that's what he's saying. Like that's what he had me put out. Like you're messing with him. Me. Not us. This is what people don't understand. Like when I say these things, like when you say these things, when true men and women of God say, hey, look, you're messing with Christ. It's not that you're messing with me. You're not persecuting us, but you are persecuting him in us.
Dude.
And to do that, listen, Linda's, y'all are about to find out the hard way that messing with God's people is messing with God, and that is a very dangerous side to be on.
No, right, because so I think about the people that died, the believers that died while Saul was doing it. So it's interesting how Jesus identified both. He's like, so we know that Jesus let believers get killed.
Oh yeah,
but then he deals with it so there is a reality where some of us will live, some of us will die, and then there's this reality where he goes, why are you? I've had enough. Yeah. Why are you? So we know that God deals with life and death differently. So it's like, one, we have to accept the fact that humans are crazy creatures.
Yes.
We are crazy. So God's already working within the madness of humanity. And then, but there's a point where he's like, okay, but these are mine, right? And this persecution, he's like, I'm not going to tolerate this. So when it comes down to, we don't know when it's going to happen. How come it didn't happen for the first believer that died? How come it didn't happen for the second believer that died? So but what's happening, what's scary is that when God being a good judge, when his judgment's cast, you can't stop it.
No. And you got to think his judgment's eternal. So even for that first one that was killed, there's still judgment. There's still judgment.
Like we're looking at it like I want I want to feel my immediate
you want that satisfaction. You want that satisfaction of immediate vengeance.
No, it doesn't.
But God is patient.
He's extending.
And he knows, like he's like, okay, like with Paul. Prime example. He was like, you know what, Paul, you got a choice. You got a choice. You can face my wrath and my judgment.
I'm thinking about Madison and Paul. If Paul was here right now, they would have some fights.
Madison and Paul.
Madison and Paul.
Listen, I'm sorry, Madison. You may be this bad Marine, but I think Paul would take you.
No.
Dude, no, listen, you got to think back then.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were. Listen,
They were a different breed. Yeah.
we are soft. I don't care how hard you are right now.
Just
We are soft
Yeah.
compared to who they are.
Yeah. Well, maybe the terrain makes
Oh,
you.
dude, the
terrain,
terrain, the food they ate,
Yeah.
the way they lived their lives, dude. They didn't.
But let me tell you something.
Like-
let me tell you something. The like you couldn't beat you. You couldn't beat you in a fight 100 years ago.
No, exactly. Yeah, that's kind of the concept I'm going on.
The Dr. Pepper.
No, man. I think the Dr. Pepper's.
They were drinking water their whole life. You know what I mean? No, I'm talking about here in America. Like,
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah,
like,
no.
you just because we've tainted ourselves so much.
What's it called? It's called that old man strength.
Oh, geez.
Like, and the reason why it's old man strength is because each generation is getting weaker. See, this is the problem with evolution.
Right.
See, there's this. What is that word called? It's
They're only doing it based off intellect. Like,
oh man, dang it! I just had it. It's
degenerate.
and well, it's entropy.
Ah,
So entropy is that nothing gets better over time, but it gets worse. It degrades.
right.
Right? It degrades. It goes down in process. It gets lower. See, humanity has done this. People don't comprehend this. When Noah was here, he was pure. He was a pure as you can get human being. I'm talking full on longevity, strength,
Yeah.
mentality, like his
Potency in his
everything you can think of, dude. Like his purity of genetics was so pure that he had every genetic possible inside of him.
So this is where the curse of death
Yes.
stayed. Like, because I know most people are like, but he didn't die. Adam and Eve didn't die. It's like, but they did.
But they did.
But they did. And
It took some time.
like
In our world, it
I
took time.
So this is why atheists bother me. No, so guys, listen, I'm sorry. Like I'm not, because I know we have a huge atheist audience.
We
What
love
I'm
you.
saying is that the conversation is what I'm saying is that you can't have both sides of the story. Like you're like, okay, I don't believe in God because Adam and Eve didn't die when God said they were going to die. It's like, yes, they did.
They did.
They did die. Their eternity died. Like when God created you to be eternal, and then death comes in, you are no longer the same creature. Once he takes that eternity off of you, you're no longer the same creature. You're
dead. I mean, that's just it. As soon as eternity is removed from you, that's the second death. That's the final death. That is the death that actually makes death.
So they literally were zombies, with a consciousness. They were able to reproduce. So this eternity was stripped for them, making them a new creature.
So those who are
so sin made them a new creature. So God made them.
Hey, did you watch Nefarious? I know you had things going on.
Yeah, I had to. Well, because this is a big deal.
Oh, dude, listen, what you just said. What you just said. God created us in His image. When sin came in, they created us in their image.
Dude,
this
is real.
Dude,
not an
confirmation. If you didn't watch Nefarious,
no.
Confirmation is all I gotta say.
Okay, so now
like what you just said, confirmation on what the movie said.
So and here's
like
the thing.
in what's actually occurred in this
world.
So
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this.
Guys,
I'm gonna use the word like, okay, folks, like. So God says, I'm going to make a nation to myself. As someone who has been defeated, sitting on the outside, watching what they created being stolen. It's almost like watching the thief drive your car, watching the family move into your house that you built for your family, and you have to just sit there and watch it. And then you go, then you're like, I'm going to get one of those people from the house that I created for my family. I'm going to get one of them, and we're going to go build a new house.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing.
But it looks like defeat.
Looks like it.
When really, God's going, all right.
I'm glad you said that, though, because that right there, that made it better.
Yeah.
Because I actually had that happen.
See?
That's my life.
Tell the story.
Which part?
This is what I'm talking about. Now, I was not thinking about this at all. Please say it.
Which part?
What you just said about
my life?
You built a house.
Oh, yeah. I'll do the. Oh, good Lord. Oh. So, my ex-wife, right? Good woman, guys. I'm not down on her here. But she's dealing with the world just as much as we all are.
Right.
This is not me condemning or judging her. I've already forgiven her and everything. I just want to make that clear. Okay. But this is part of my testimony.
Just
right?
saying what happened.
Yeah, this reminds me of what God did with Abraham, how he pulled him out of the Gentiles and says, ha, you're coming with me.
Right.
And I'm going to make a nation from you. So in my life, like whenever my ex-wife, right? Like I basically put her through college, paid all the bills, was going in the military, dude. I did everything, right? Like, I mean, she never had to worry about nothing. Like all the money, every aspect of it, I was putting her, like lifting her up, dude. It's basically what I was doing. Like there's this thing I see where these guys are building a bridge. He's building the bridge, he's building the bridge, and this other one's giving the love, keeping him going, supporting him. Now, when he gets to the other side, what he does is he builds the bridge back to them and they come together. The problem is she didn't build the bridge back. So God, basically he allowed her to leave me and abandon me in my lowest hour, because this is when I was suffering with PTSD, my TB. I had all these medical things that were really traumatic, this demonic oppression that was on my life. If I would even say almost possession, like it was that close. And I was living in a life that it was that bad to where I was like, she left me at my lowest point in life. And I understand I put her through a lot. So when I say this, guys, it's not all on her. I mean, I was letting these demons win. But now I see what God's doing. God is lifting me up. God has pulled me out. Now he's like, hey, she's going to be the one that lost, not you.
And you had to watch.
Oh, and then and literally the man is now the one that's raising my kids, gets to be with my kids all the time. Like watch they were in my home. Like literally, that's where I found them the first night, dude. Like the first night all this happened, like dude, it was I almost wasn't here.
Right.
They were almost weren't here.
So you had to watch another man live in your house.
Yeah. And take care
like
of my
guys,
kids with my wife.
This
in
is
my
what
bed,
God sees.
My marital bed.
Right. This is what God sees, folks. He sees demons and devils living with his children, demons and devils dating his sons and daughters, demons and devils on his land, demons and devils. Like, guys, we're the one trying to be political and politically correct. God's going, they're taking what's mine. And here's the thing. He's like, what's even worse for a parent is watching you buy a house for your kids.
Yeah.
And watching their friends take the house you bought for them over.
Ooh.
Watching you, like this is what they don't understand. So when he says, why are you persecuting me?
Yeah.
He's going, I shed my blood for them. They're me now. I live inside of them. Like what I'm saying to people is, why are we identifying ourselves something lesser than Christ identifies us as? He's the one that, if Christ is saying, not just you are mine, he's saying, I am you.
Yeah.
Christ said it.
Well, dude, this is just it. Like,
why are you persecuting me?
So this is where we got to be mindful, right? To saying that, because this is where it gets dangerous, right? This is that whole concept of people thinking they're Christ. There is people out there that think they're Christ.
Oh, you watch this.
And that's dangerous. But you have to draw there has to be that understanding that, yes, we are Christ. We are the body of Christ.
Right.
Now, what does that mean? That does not mean that you individuals are Christ. What that means is he lives in us and we walk in the authority given to us by him, through him, and for him.
Check this out.
By the Father.
Check this out. I ripped my bicep. I never got the surgery. So it's just, it hurts all the time.
Yeah.
There's not a moment I'm not in pain, right? So it hurts all the time because it's a muscle that I'm constantly using, and it's just like, whew. All right. I'm not my bicep.
No.
But it's mine.
But it's yours.
And it's not working. And I can feel the dysfunction in me. Every move I make, every step I take, when I go to pick something up, and where I know me inside could lift pretty much anything.
Oh, yeah.
Now I can't lift what I could because it's not working. And so now I have to be mindful of what I do because it's not working properly, right? That issue is within me. So I can go to the doctor and get it fixed and all this other stuff and everything like that, right? The problem with going to another source is it'll rip. It's once you get it fixed, it actually rips more.
Mm.
But if I keep pushing through it, because I ripped it like a year ago, if I keep pushing through it, it'll heal.
Right.
But I can also build muscle mass around it, and the new muscle mass will grow and heal.
Those who endure to the end.
Endure till the end.
If you can endure it, you will be strengthened. You will be made. You will be sanctified. You will be made holy.
Right.
You will be made whole.
Right.
In Christ.
So I've got to. So what happens is I've got to lift smaller weight for a longer time,
right?
And it'll start to get stronger. And then as I gain muscle mass, give the protein, it will. Your body can heal itself. It just takes time. The society we live in, the society that we
that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
The society that we live in doesn't allow for us to take time to heal.
I wonder how many people are actually catching all this conversation.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Like, well, no, I mean, like, who's catching
really
this conversation?
Yeah. Oh, well, my people show him. See, my people know my voice.
Yeah, dude, that right there, that's his voice. Like
Because,
that. What?
So why when you break a leg, and the doctor says, "Hey, guess what, guys? You're not going to work for 6 weeks. You're not going to work for 6 weeks. Your reality has shown you more than society. The reality is you broke your leg. You can still eat. You can still do this. You can still that. But your job is not part of reality. That's society. Because when you go, I can't miss 6 weeks of work, and the doctor's like, dude, your leg is broke. You don't have a choice. Reality has spoken. Now, if you can't just walk on your leg because so what happens? He's like, I got to get a good job that if I get hurt, they have payment. Yeah. They can compensate, or because there's some jobs like it's unfortunate that your leg's broken for 6 weeks. We got to let you go.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's like, wait a minute, you got to let me go. Yeah, we don't have time for you to heal. We have a company to run. Mm-hmm. That's one of the reasons why people's hearts are so cold.
I was talking to a brother yesterday. Matter of fact, like these people were supposed to get him a card so he could get a job. They call him to tell him that there's a job opening, and as long as he got his card, he could get the job. Now, because they hadn't given him his card, now he couldn't get that job, and they couldn't wait for him to get the card in like 2 days. So now he lost that position. They don't care. They're looking for a body to fill a position. This is why people need to get out of this worldly mentality, this society.
Because we're sacrificing time with our children. Yeah. We're sacrificing for jobs that will let us. The company's going to do what's best for the company.
Oh yeah.
So, and this is the thing. When Paul's like, this whole concept of following Christ and Jesus being the Messiah, Yeshua being the Messiah, it's ridiculous to him. He's thinking he's serving God. What happens when the reality is what you didn't believe was the truth? And what you didn't believe, when you look at how broken he became and how like, oh my, what have I done?
Oh yeah.
What have I done? Why did this happen? Like, oh my goodness, I was persecuting.
That's why he says very clearly, I became a prisoner. He's a prisoner to Christ because he knew and he knows, like, without Christ, where he's going and what's going to happen to him.
And he spent so much time with Roman culture because he had it's possible that he really does have a dark past.
Oh, dude.
Because Roman culture.
I mean, dude, he slaughtered he was literally murking Christians.
Right.
Like, I'm not talking by like a dozen. I'm talking by hundreds, thousands.
Yeah. So, I don't really think a lot of believers know that how much he was just a foul individual.
Dude.
Like, he held the cloak of people while they stoned a believer.
Yeah, like Stephen, right?
Stephen, yeah.
Like, guys, Paul was a
like this.
Listen,
it's calm.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like, if he wouldn't have joined our side,
and then here is like, where was his?
I'm not sure Christianity would have made it.
He was a Pharisee. He was a Pharisee,
Yeah.
but it's like he also had this Roman culture, and that shows you the shadiness, this mixture that the enemy wants so bad. That this mixture of like when we've got to get Roman culture out of us. We've got to purify ourselves of Roman culture, which, by the way, just so you guys know, Roman, the same way the Hebrew people had to get Egypt out of them is the same way that Europeans has to get Roman culture out of them. It's
This is why I know our wavelengths are on the same page.
We've got to get human culture out of us, because human culture is paganism.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not talking about the human experience. I'm talking about human culture. Human reality is we need food, water, shelter. You know what I mean?
God
and God. But
no,
pagan culture
and God.
No,
we need God.
Yeah, we need God. Pagan cultures. It's we need
Pleasure,
resources to prove God.
Yeah,
or we need resources to, or
comfort.
Or if we have each other, we don't need God. It's amazing what you'll accept when you have community. I'd rather be alone with God.
You know my stance.
Yeah.
I ain't jacked up about it. I'll roll by myself with God all day. Like I tell everybody, there's four people standing whenever I'm standing somewhere.
Right.
There's 4 of us standing somewhere, everywhere, all the time.
Yeah.
And that is because I got the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit rolling with me every day, all day.
Well, and this is the man.
The man with the plan.
The man with the plan is here. Right here. Gotcha.
All right.
This right here.
Come on, sit down with us. Come on.
I gotta go to work.
Tell everybody good morning. We're on the radio.
Good morning.
It's Mr.
Praise
Lee
the
Cantor
Lord.
with
One New Man Ministries.
Bless the Lord, oh my
Yeah.
soul.
There you go. Come on.
My
Is that better?
soul. Praise His holy name.
Yeah.
There it is. Come
Man,
on.
you signed over Steve's name. Oh my God. You can't see Duke White.
Actually, I can't.
Oh my God.
He needs
I just signed
glasses.
it.
Duke, man.
I just signed over the.
He needs glasses.
I thought that was me.
Oh my God. Frustrate your children. You know why?
Was it?
Because what's the reaction of frustration? Giving up, right? And then what happens when people give up? They get slothful, right? They're sloth, right? Or it builds resilience and endurance.
Right.
And what pushes someone from giving up to resilience and endurance?
What's that?
I don't know, man. I'm contemplating that. I think need is one thing. What do I need, right?
I think devotion to God. I think that's what's going to push you from that frustration to that resilience. Because with your devotion, you know that everything that you're doing is going to actually be done for God.
Amen. We need God. We need to serve God.
Amen.
I agree with
Amen.
you. I agree with you.
Have a blessed day, brother.
Yeah. So that absolutely sucked. So
This is why you just need to man up and say you need glasses. You
yeah.
should probably be wearing them
so
all the time.
The issue was that the signature was too light.
Yeah.
And so I thought he was saying that I needed to sign over it because it was that signature. It was too light. And he pointed to it twice. And I was like, sign here? He was like, yeah, there. And I was like, okay. And then but I didn't actually see another column where the names were. And so then I signed on the wrong name. Yeah.
Glasses, sir.
Glasses.
Listen, we need everybody to look at. Listen, we need donations for Duke glasses and a phone charger, a portable phone charger.
Right.
But no, on a real note here, it happens, man. Mistakes happen. This is why we push through. This is why that
one's gonna cost me.
No. Forgiveness. This is matter of fact, coincidental. Let's talk about the Lord's Prayer. We forgive because we are forgiven, right? When he says that, forgive me my debts as I forgive my debtors, that means that we forgive because we've been forgiven. And if we do not forgive our debtors, then our Father in heaven will not forgive us, our debts.
But did you, hold on.
What's up?
I got to say this real quick.
You got to say, oh, dude, I was also going to say this while you're looking that up. So you brought up Ephesians 6. I actually sent that to my son yesterday too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like that's what I told him to read. I'm I'm like, dude, we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the principalities and the darkness and the rulers of this world.
Hold on, I want to say this. I want to say this to Brother Lee, who just left.
Yeah.
Right? Brother Lee. What he just did, what Lee just did, I felt the blast of disappointment, frustration, and anger because of what I just did, right? And he knows it. He knows I didn't do it up early. He knows that, right? But did you see him just speak the word of God over himself to cover himself? And he went straight into ministry to try to cover himself. Like, I watched him talk himself back into a place, and I gotta tell you, he wanted to make sure he didn't like make me feel, down, like, I don't believe it was because we're on radio. I believe because
that's who he is.
That's who he is.
He's a man of God. So
Yeah. And Lee, I'm telling you, I know that I just disappointed you, and I know that I just frustrated you, and I'm so sorry about that. But I just witnessed you cover yourself in the word of God, like,
he covered everything.
he covered
You,
everything.
him,
He
us,
talked himself
radio
back
station.
into, he could have been like, "You moron, you idiot," he could have, because that's really how I felt about myself immediately. You know what I mean? That's how, like, I was like, soon as when you it's just a tone. Like,
No, yeah, you're right.
What did you just do? And then you go, "Oh my God, what did I just do?" Because I signed on the wrong thing. But I just watched this guy control his anger, control his disappointment, and control his frustration. If he had said, "Hey man, I don't want to, like, dude, you're a loser," I would have been like, "I get it." You know what I mean? Because that's genuinely how I felt immediately.
The downside, lovely,
You're right.
but that wouldn't have worked out very well for anybody.
No. But here's the thing.
That's man, listen.
What he just did was totally practice this discipline. You know what I mean? I like to say, because here's the thing. Most people don't know. I had we got the dog and the, Crystal's going through a lot, all this other stuff. So, it's my life right now is really, I'm pushing through a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't even have a clue about. My mom's fighting for her life, and it's just like one more mistake Duke makes, it's like, here we go again. Duke fails again. Duke does something, and the enemy tries to jump on this. This is why I'm telling you, people, encourage yourself in the Lord, but it's got to be in you.
But this is also why we surround ourselves with other godly men and women of God.
Right.
Because, see, by him doing that, he set an example. Like, guys, that was a real life, real time example of how we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because he could have reacted the way, he could have acted out in the flesh, but instead, he let the word of God be what guided him. And he led that. And like I say, that's how we get healing. Like, I don't care if we mess up. I do.
Yeah.
But I don't care so much that I'm going to let the enemy use that against me, because I know I'm fallible. I know you're fallible. I know Lee's fallible, the other Lee.
Yeah.
But the problem is when you start to let that be what you live by, like you let that be that seed that's planted, that's the problem, because that's what the enemy wants. He wants you just to let that seed be planted. He doesn't care if it grows immediately, but if you let it sit there, and then you start harboring those thoughts like, man, I'm a screw up. I'm this, I'm that. You start speaking death over your life.
As soon as it happened, it was like a flood. As soon as it happened, when he said, Duke, and as soon as it was like a flood, like, you suck, you're a loser. You're like, I mean, I almost got dizzy. And like, dude, my eyesight, like, I almost got everything got dark. And I was just like, because I felt the blast, like I said, of that immediate frustration, that immediate anger. And then I'm like, oh, like, what have I done? And then he walks away and he comes back and I watched him push through to bring a word of life. Even though I screwed up, the gift that he just gave me, because that's what my kids need. That's what, matter of fact, everybody, because when we first started, I was talking about how, you want to flip out on people, and that's the self-control, and man, that was just powerful, Lee. I don't know if you're listening or not, but that was that was powerful. And again, I'm terribly sorry that happened. That was bad. It's
a lesson, and that's one of those things where now, even though
oh, I'm getting glasses.
Well, not just that. It's just
well,
you got to double check and verify and make sure that that's what you're gonna.
I'm the guy that can do exactly what you said. I won't look around. I'll just be like, you said you didn't do this, and I'm like, okay, here. But I was also thinking, about the signature to him. So I'm thinking I'm tracing over to make the signature darker. But I didn't look to see what I was doing. The handwriting was about the same. So I was like, oh, okay, all right. And then I wrote over the wrong thing. But the point is, I watched, and this is what happens when what I mean, we can have a plan, we can be doing God's will, all of that stuff. It doesn't mean that things aren't going to happen. But it's always going to be the way we handle what happens. And that's where it's going to prove us walking with God or not, is how do we handle things when they happen? You know what I mean? Now, somebody can say, well, it's only because you were live on the radio, or it's only I don't believe that.
You got to know the lead in it.
No. Yeah, because here's the thing. That's not, you don't get to reach the level of discipline that he has by just acting any kind of way whenever you want to.
Yeah, no.
Whenever things go wrong, you've got to maintain this discipline. That's why I'm saying there's a reward for those who discipline themselves. And I know that. See, here's the thing: is that I know that discipline sounds like a
negative.
Do you know what's weird? Is that I almost did it right now. I was going to say I know that discipline sounds like control. It is. It's control.
It's not.
There's nothing. The issue with the word control is that control and the control starts to feel like oppression because we're so rebellious. Control is restraint.
Well, that's the difference, and I think that's where the discipline does come in, because it's not. It depends on. Once again, this is where I got to get. What's control? Like, whose control?
Right.
Like, is it God's control or is it man's control? Is it because at the end of the day, if it's not God's control over your life, then there's a problem.
I don't think man can have control. I don't think without God, man can have control. He can only have obsession and oppression.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
So obsession begins to look like discipline.
Yeah, it can,
because you're obsessed, so you're devoted. So but so you can be obsessed with making money, which means you're open to learn everything about making money, but God can't get it. God's but if God is first, now you can use words like control, discipline, and this. But
I think that's Andrew. What is his name? Andrew Crawley, right?
Right.
I did say that right?
Yeah, Crawley.
He actually taken the words back. That book. I need to borrow the book one day.
Oh, dude.
And it's
we do have to take our words back.
Well, that's just it. It's like you get all the religion, like true religion, guys. Like is devotion to God, true religion. So whenever someone says don't be religious, well, no, you should be religious in the concept that it is devotion to God. Not to rules and regulations and these physical attributes, which, mind you, are good things. Why? Because if you love God, you will keep his commandments. But
I'm going to tell you what's happening right now. So the war in my head right now is so off the chain. Like, with all this word being talked, this is what I mean about consistency. But the enemy didn't know who he's so the enemy really underestimates who he's dealing with. When I told you guys I live in transparency, you're about to see it. I live in transparency. As of right now, this is the voice that I'm hearing in my head. Yeah, all that sounds good, but you know, I was literally about to talk to the enemy live on air. Matter of fact, I think I am. It's like, so this is what he says. He goes, yeah, all that sounds nice, but as soon as you get alone, you're going to think about this and how incompetent you are. You know what I mean? And how disqualified you are, that you're going to mess up, that you're going to do this. You're this. Now, I'm like, God, I need a word because I don't want to be a hypocrite preaching all this good stuff, but inside I'm not believing it, right? So I'm going, God, give me a word. I'm dying inside. So the first thing I did to distract myself was tell everybody, testify about the attack. And then I'm like, I don't want to do this on the radio. I don't want to do this while we're live. I don't want to do this. But it's like, but inside, like the enemy's just taking more territory in my head. I want to shut the computer down. I want to get off the air and be like, I am a moron. I am stupid. I want to just destroy.
You can't do that around me either.
But watch this though. I just want to walk away, right? Because I'm like, I feel like such a failure right now, right? But then God gives his word. And he goes, agree with him.
Well,
like, wait, what? Like, agree with him. It's like, oh, I am all those things. We just said that without God, we die. We don't have to do. So it's like, without Christ, I am all those things. I am a failure. I am a stupid. I am these things. Why? Because that's all. Like, Christ is the one that gives us life. The Word is the one that gives us life. The Word is the one that protects us. Like, so now, all of a sudden, it's exactly what he just did.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's like, so when the scripture tells us to do something like get away from all wrath, it's like, dude, it's all I've ever known. How can I get away from wrath? Get away from self-pity? How? You got to speak the word. Oh, now the scripture does say, how can they hear without a preacher? Then you go, so it's like, where did David get all of these Psalms from? And if you want to look at a confession, this dude will say straight up how much of a mess he is. This dude dependency, and he was a king, and he's a king making horrible mistakes. I don't know if they are mistakes, but like when you plot out having a man killed to cover up that you saw.
I was about to say, hold on.
Right.
Hold up. Okay. Like he literally the only reason why he did that is because she was pregnant.
Right.
Let's be honest. Like,
yeah.
If she wouldn't have been pregnant, he'd have been all right with it. Whatever. You'll never know.
That's what I'm saying. You can make plans, whether they're good or evil, but when stuff happens, how are you going to handle it? You know, like what the people talk about conspiracy theories in the government and this and that, right? It's like, but what kind of conspiracies do you create on yourself? That's that's the real attack. You're worried about the New World Order and this and that, and the Illuminati and this and that. What conspiracies are you creating on yourself? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. And then here's the thing. So look, what just happened right there? See, I'm telling you guys, this stuff going on. So there's these moments. So it's flaring. There's this moment because it doesn't like the putting the word on. It's taking back territory mentally.
Yeah, this is the problem. I want to just smack you in the head. Well, because I'm gonna be honest with you. Like for me, I don't. Like when he does that, like say let's say lust pops up. Matter of fact, I was talking with Steve about this. And it's like, as soon as any type of lust pops into my head, it's like, no. It's like, be gone. Like, dude, it does not.
So I can do it for that.
No, I'm talking doubt, fear, all of this, dude. Like, it's instant now. Why? Because I know who I am. You know, listen, no. You know who you are. You know who God's called you to be. You've been at this for 20 years.
Right.
All right. No. Linda, no. I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to accept that.
Yeah.
I'm not accepting you allowing the enemy to even get into the garden.
Right.
Okay? Not even get into your garden to attempt to put the wheat or the tares into the wheat.
Gotcha.
It's not happening.
No.
Because listen, no, you are a true man of God. You are such a man of God that's why I'm here. I have went to other people. I know who you are. You know who you are. Your family knows who you are. And let me tell you a little secret. God knows who you are.
Yeah.
Don't let the enemy ever even get into the garden.
You know what? It's this is where I tell people there's a worse enemy than the devil. Yourself. Because I hate disappointing people so much because I know how much it takes for people to believe. I know how much it takes for people to trust. And when you're not careful with that, and when you squander that, I take disappointing people seriously.
And you should.
But if you're not careful,
but the problem,
you will attack yourself in a way.
And the problem with that is when you start to attack yourself, all you're doing by attacking yourself is opening that door.
That's what I'm saying.
You're saying, here's the gate.
That's what you said. Don't let them in the garden.
Don't let him in. Like, you have to deny it instantly. Like, I'm talking like in that you take every thought captive, every thought. Meaning, as soon as that doubt, that fear, that anxiety, that worry, as soon as it comes over you, your initial reaction says, "No, Satan, get behind me."
You know who did that? That's Elijah was in his cave.
Oh, dude.
And he was just like, I'm no better than this and that. And God's like, dude, I got 7,000 more. Just like you're so easily to be replaced. Get back to work. You know what I mean?
Self-loathing is not.
Self-loathing, yeah.
Self-loathing does not suit you.
And what the only way to. So I know everyone's into words like saying I'm sorry. I'm into it's like, okay, not only am I going to apologize, but it's like also just do better.
That's it.
You know what I mean? Because there's a reality, but like say when you're playing basketball, which I think this is where a lot of the trauma comes from, because I sucked so bad in basketball. I remember just taking ridiculous shots, and they're like, "Dude, what are you doing?" Like everybody would surround it,
3-pointer from the half court,
3-pointer for half court, or just you're just panicking, just throw the ball. They're like, "What are you doing?" And it's the panic, it's the anxiety.
But that's that what's the word I'm looking for? It's a manipulation tool, how you can condition.
Yeah.
How you've been conditioned. This is how the enemy has worked. He has conditioned us since childhood, especially in America. Like, we have to be perfect. We have to be this excellent ball player, interviewer. Let's see, what else could there be? Whatever profession, name a profession. You have to be perfect at it. You have to be the greatest. You have to be this. In all actuality, no, you just have to be who you are. Like I tell everybody, like, and it sounds crazy, I am who I am. Why? Because God has called me this. Because you know me, dude. I'm a very brash person. I'm a very open person. I'm a very direct person. And it's because all of my life, God has called me to be this way. But the difference is I stopped being that for so long in my life that I became silent. And I let other people tell me how to feel and think and believe.
Yeah. See, here's the thing with me. I've always had to deal with people doubting me, and because they don't get that I've given it all to God. So it's like, yeah, but what are you holding back? It's like nothing. I give it all to I mean, I've had millions of dollars. I've done all this stuff. I've done, it's like the only thing that means anything to me is pleasing God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm still recovering from having the hissy fit, giving all my money away. That was a humiliating thing, especially because of the fact that, my ex-wife didn't want anything and I was doing it being petty. I'm being crushed by the reality of emotional.
You're being disciplined.
Well, that's the question. Getting the flesh out. That is the discipline. It's like if you don't, the purification by fire.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, like a broken and contrite spirit, broken contrite heart. Like it's like, okay, God, I'm yours. Like teach me whatever lesson you want. And when you start seeing how much people don't believe that someone's given their all, or like sometimes you have to, like just like with a dog. You have to get that. If the dog's been abused, you got to get that dog to trust you. There's nothing you can force. You can't force. Like he'll trust you when he trusts you. But if he's been abused, he'll get something to eat and run back in his corner. And so I understand that people have been terribly mishandled, which is why they'll lash out, or they'll be insecure, or they'll do this, or they'll do that. They've been terribly mishandled. So I'm always super careful. I guess that's one of the reasons why disappointing people means so much because I know that it retracts people. It retracts people to saying, okay, because at the end of the day, people are going, can I depend on you or not? And people feel like most people are living trying to avoid disappointment, which is not realistic.
So you know what I'm going to tell you here?
What's that?
I can't agree with that. You want to know why? I think disappointment's part of it. And I mean, like, even you disappointingly this morning, frustratingly because of what you did, right?
Right.
That's part of it. Not for you. Well, it's for both of you, actually. Matter of fact, it was for me as well. It was for everyone listening.
Yeah.
It's a lesson that needed to be learned. It needed to be heard. It needed to be seen. And when you start looking at, if you're truly a man of God or a woman of God, and you start looking at every instance as a lesson to be learned, as a moment to grow, as a moment to get closer to our God, to see how he would do something, that's when you start to literally live in your purpose.
True. Let me tell you why. Because twice he pointed to where I was supposed to sign. And to me, where I'm standing, it looked like it was on where I signed at, right? And instead of just saying, signing here, like right here or here, but I didn't want to sound stupid. So I went with what I thought, which made me look stupid.
Mm-hmm. Instead of verifying, so is this where this right here?
You know, because I'm so terrified of disappointing people.
And that's living in fear. That's that enemy. That's that seed that, listen, guys, that's a seed that you've allowed to be planted.
And remember the conversation you, Lee, and I had when I was like, dude, I don't want to disappoint you. Like, I hate disappointing you.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you guys don't understand how much he encouraged me by controlling his disappointment, not just last year.
Yeah.
I know he could have said a lot of stuff that he didn't mean, but because he was angry at the moment. But instead, he chose to speak the word of God.
And if he did, guess what? It's a learning lesson, not just for him, but for you. This is what I mean, though, dude. This is why every situation that you find yourself living in, everyone, this is for everyone out there. If you find yourself in a difficult situation, dealing with someone that is brash or rude or disrespectful, and you have to rise above that offense. You have to rise to the occasion. This is why it drives me bonkers sometimes when I see certain brothers and sisters who are men and women of God acting out in their flesh. Like, I do get loud. I do get boisterous. I do get passionate because I know the transformative power of our Father's word, especially when you let it take root. Because like you said, I know a lot of people think, does Lee really give it all to God? I'll sit here and play a video game with you. But you know what's crazy? As I'm doing that, I'm talking to God. Right. As I'm sitting here listening to scripture or going whatever I'm doing, talking to you just in a general conversation, watching a movie with people, I'll tie it to God. This is what people don't understand. It's not just, oh, I read a chapter a day. I read a chapter a day from the Bible. Yeah, I do this.
The scripture says to keep your mind stayed on
it. It is a constant relationship. Yeah. Like, in that growth process, you are a child.
So watch this. It's like we don't take a deep breath and then hold our breath and try to live off that breath. We keep taking breaths. Right. We keep taking breaths.
Tell me what to do.
Yeah, right. You know, this is why our subconscious has to exist. Because our subconscious is taking care of the stuff. But imagine trying to make sure your bills are paid, trying to walk, trying to take care of the kids, trying to breathe. But you're responsible for blinking. You're responsible for your heart. So you got to be a heartbeat, blink, every talk. Like, what if you had to say everything you wanted to do before it happened?
Dear Lord, have mercy.
You would be insane. Like, can you imagine what our conversation would be like? Heartbeat, lungs, digest, none of the cells move. So the subconscious has to exist.
Oh yeah.
So that it can function the things that the bodily function that we don't need to be managing.
And this is why I drive people crazy. Like, you do get this.
Yeah.
Well, no, because dude, this is like my subconscious is linked to God. Like, I mean, like when I tell people, like, March 22nd of 2021, I had a rapture dream. Mm-hmm. Like, I just straight up, dude. I remember walking out where I lived. Walked out. I can remember everything, dude, vividly. Like, I was there. Like, I was there.
I was like,
but I mean, like, but it was a dream. I know it was a dream because I woke up. But I remember walking out into the middle of the road, look up to the east, and there was this beautiful rainbow-colored cornucopia cloud. I showed you the picture.
Yeah.
Like, crazy. Days of Noah documentary. You should look it up. It gets a really awesome picture of this cloud, this circle formation. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's beautiful. but it's a rainbow colored cornucopia cloud. And right in the middle of it was Christ on a white horse. And I vanished. I woke up and I was very angry. And everybody's like, why were you angry? Why? Because I'm still here. But that day changed everything because I was raptured. I don't care what anybody says. I was raptured. Now, the man that's sitting here, yes, is me. But spiritually, I was raptured away, and God says, I got you now. No matter what happens, no matter what you go through, you look to me. No matter what happens. No matter what it is, no matter the doubt, the discomfort, the discouragement, the disapproval that you're going to receive, no matter what it is, you look to me. No matter what happens.
Yeah.
Even when you mess up,
you
look to me.
Yeah, because here's the thing about making an honest mistake or disappointment habits is do not go into victimization mode.
No.
Don't do that either because that's equally. So I tell people this all the time. People make either one of two mistakes. Exaggerating the principles of God, the principle of warfare, the principles of development, the principles of life. Either exaggerating or underestimating.
Oh, dude, see, I would much prefer being the one that exaggerates.
You know what I mean? Right. Because
you must prefer being on that one.
I would rather be cut back.
Yeah.
Trim me up, cut back. You know what I mean?
Especially when it comes to godly thought process.
Because he says to be full of zeal, but he does give the extreme. He does say, I can take you hot or cold, but just don't be lukewarm. But the issue is in this particular instance, when things don't go right, you know, there's this place where the best thing you can do is acknowledge your need for God.
Mm-hmm.
You know, acknowledge your need for God. I know how everybody feels when there's a car accident and you're at fault. You know what I mean? Or when there's an argument and you're actually wrong. Accountability is everything. So, you know, but what you don't want to do is go into victimization. You know what I mean? Where it's like, and I think this is where people have become less compassionate because everybody knows how people will make excuses. I tell people there's a difference between making excuses and reasons.
Yeah.
You know, so if someone's dealing with this is the reason why this happened. This is the reason why. That's where compassion comes in, not to invest in victimization, but to say, I'm going to give you this compassion because your reasons are valid. I'm going to give you this compassion to correct it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So let's say from this situation, and then the next time he sees me, I don't have glasses. You see what I mean?
You carry glasses with you everywhere you go.
It's like, dude, this terrible thing happened, and then you said you were sorry, but now you're still pushing the. You know
what are you doing to take corrective measures?
Right. You know, and that's the issue. It's like, you know, that's what I'm trying to tell everybody. It's like victimization goes, well, no, I'm going to be just focused on my reasons why it happens. I need glasses. I was dealing with insecurity. I was dealing with worrying about disappointing people. But then it becomes, you know, okay, well, what are you going to do about it? Don't hold me up because you want to be caught up in your victimization. Because we always have to think about how we impact each other.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And the other thing is that, you know, I've got to understand the importance of, like, I know he was in a hurry, which made me focus more on not discipline. So it's like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter what it is. We shouldn't let anything make us steal our peace. Because then when we let something take our peace away, whether it's someone else's rush, it was like, hey, you know, I don't want to talk too much. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to do too. All I know is I don't want to do this wrong. You're creating anxiety.
Well, and that's just it. I think that's what's so, like, that whole situation sparked anxiety.
Yeah,
and I was assuming, like, one, if the paperwork, I'm not, just from an outside perspective, guys. Like, I'm not saying anything bad about anybody that did anything here. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, from an outside perspective, that this paperwork is that important. He should have been like, hey, dude, come here. Well, no, I'm just saying. I mean, no offense. I'm not saying Lee was wrong, and I'm not saying you were wrong, but I think either one of you should have been like, hey, guys, you should have been like, hey, I'll be right back. Lee, take over.
Yeah.
Just run your mouth like you normally do. Or
No.
something. If it was on this type of level, if it was that serious, it should have been taken out of the way because one, you were focused on the show. We were in the middle of a conversation. It is very important paperwork, and you were trying to focus on two different things at once.
Right.
And that never ends well.
Well,
So
see,
this is why. What does God tell us? What are we supposed to be focused on? When we focus on the world and God, what are we?
oh, dude,
We're lukewarm.
Yeah.
We're double-minded. We're all these things. So when a double-minded man is what?
Unstable.
Is unstable all of his ways.
You can't
So-
sign a piece of paper.
Exactly. So I mean, that's a prime example.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
that's a
actually
prime
really
example.
that's really good because
Right.
we're sitting here. That's a prime example that shows what happens when you divide your attention.
Because here's the thing, folks, and I want to tell you something about leadership and why I love this dude. I love both Lees, but the guy from One New Man Ministries, his discipline level is like something I admire. And the one thing that he shows me is what you can do when you focus, that you can accomplish when you focus, which two things. With my lifestyle, being, not being a 9-to-5er, being able to having time, it's so you're so used to just flowing with things and it's like, but when do you give something your focus? You know what I mean? Do you know how to tune everything else and say, I've got to focus on this? And when you're definitely in warfare,
Oh yeah,
you're under attack.
constant warfare.
You're just like, what do we focus? But here's the thing: is you can be in warfare and never have victory because you're not focused on anything. You're trying to handle everything at the same time. So this was a moment to do what you just said. This was a moment to say, okay, guys, let me go over here. Let me make sure I'm doing this right.
Yeah.
And that's the issue. That's how people end up signing bad deals. That's how people end up. I know people who have been trying to escape poverty, right? And they sign a bad record deal because they're seeing the money they're going to make.
Yeah.
They don't see, that they're paying everything back in the recording, in the music, in the CD sales. But they don't, like Snoop Dogg, for example. Snoop Dogg only got 10 cents per album, but he didn't care. He was getting out of poverty.
Right.
So he couldn't wait to get out of his deal when he started selling 30. What's 10 cents times 30 million?
I could try to do that math in my head real quick, but it's a little early in the morning. Caffeine hasn't kicked in. Let's see.
What's 10? If somebody tell me what 10
Times
cents.
0.1. 3 million. That makes sense. It's a 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, it's too early, dude. I should have thought about.
So
So-
10 cents. I don't. So 10 cents.
Yeah, it's
That doesn't
30
sound
minutes.
good. That doesn't. If you tell me that I sold 30 minutes, the albums are like $15, bro.
Okay. Dude.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. You got to be grateful, right?
Well, this just it, dude. $3 million, dude. I could listen.
No. So
Listen. Y'all have no idea what you can actually live off of.
be careful. You're a minimalist.
I don't care.
Okay,
No.
Well, he said he was in poverty. He didn't care what he was in
It
poverty.
don't even matter. Poverty, rich. I don't care who you are.
3 million. 3 million.
$3 million.
I get you.
I'm going to be 100% with you. You don't need $3 million your whole life. I mean,
Somebody-
good Lord.
So, and this is the thing, though. The problem is all that money that goes out. That pay at the studio, this and that, and then you go, well, what did I spend the money on? Like that was the house, the cars, the girls, the entourage. You got to pay people,
You know how much money we've wasted?
right?
Like, think about it, dude. Like, let's say, on average, let's say right now, like, I know for me, right, for my my VA disability, I think it's like $4,800 a year, or $48,000 a year. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's where we're at. 10 years. That's $480,000.
Right.
That's $480,000. 10
Like,
years.
where is it?
I'm just saying, yeah. Not just where is it, but dude, that's 10 years.
Yeah.
3 million? That's 60 years
Right.
with some extra change left over.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
3 million, dude. I would live the rest of my life
Yeah.
as long as I was smart and I didn't go crazy, right? $3 million for the average American. $3 million could make, if they did things correctly and they didn't go out and do what everybody typically does when they get a lot of money and start wasting it and start making their life. See, we live inside of our means.
If you get $3 million and then you buy a $2 million home,
but you're still paying taxes on it.
You buy,
You need more income. Like, if people don't understand, like, I can tell you most of the time in my life, dude, I've had great jobs. I've had awesome, like my ex-wife and I, dude, we had 2,500 square foot homes, nice houses, dude, great places. And the thing about it is it never mattered how much money either one of us was making. You want to know why? We lived inside our means. Like, this is the mentality. You make more money, you either start saving more money or you spend more money. Like, it's not, everyone doesn't understand. If you started, like, if you lived off of a base income, like me, I can eat rotisserie chickens every day. Matter of fact, this past week, I think I've had at least one rotisserie chicken all day, every day. It's amazing. I love rotisserie chicken, by the way, guys.
Clearly.
And Dr. Pepper. And Dr. Pepper. It's all you need in life to live off of. Bread, the Word of God. Hold up. The Word of God, let's say it correctly. The Word of God, bread, rotisserie chicken, and Dr. Pepper. That's it. Everything else is just unnecessary.
Oh, God.
That's all jokes, by the way. You can live off of other stuff too, I guess. But you want to eat?
You want to get a shake? Like, what's in it? Rotisserie chickens. It's rotisserie chicken shake.
It's a rotisserie chicken Dr. Pepper shake.
I'm all about it.
Bet. With French bread. With French bread. That's what makes it stick.
Oh, it's so gross.
Dude, that'd be amazing right now. Dude,
It's not amazing.
Dude, now I gotta get a blender.
It's not amazing.
Throw some Dr. Pepper, some rotisserie chicken, and some French bread in there. Mix it up. Dude, I love it. I love it already, dude.
I hate everything you're saying.
They're amazing separate. I can imagine how they would be together.
I hate everything you're saying right now.
I love it. I love it, dude.
It's
A meat shake. Come on. People have done this. Why not a rotisserie Dr. Pepper bread shake? I mean, I think it would be pretty amazing.
Yeah, not feeling this vibe.
I would. I mean, okay. So what do you do when you eat your food?
It's all in there.
I guarantee you, if you got a burger and fries and a milkshake, you know what you're doing? You're taking a bite of the milk. You're taking a bite of the burger, grabbing a handful of fries, and taking a slurp. It's all mixed together.
So let me tell you something.
No,
everybody right now is going, y'all don't know Duke because you're just getting to know me. What people are saying right now is like, Duke's gonna go home and try it behind closed doors.
Listen, I got a rotisserie chicken, I got Dr. Pepper, and I got some French bread. All I need is the blender. Steve, are you listening? You got a blender?
Oh.
Steve, like, listen, this ain't that.
You know, but I'm gonna tell you something, man. I got a friend who she was here at the radio station. Becca, man, love her. She told this story. We helped her get to Africa on her mission trip. And it was so cool because she used to come issue Jesus shirts as a fundraiser, so it was free for her to go to Africa.
Nice.
And it's weird. She said, Duke, people think they go over there to be a blessing to them. They end up being a blessing to you.
Dude.
And she was like, I wanted to away. I didn't want to come back. I just wanted to be there.
Oh, dude, if I ever leave this country,
you're done.
I'm never coming back.
Yeah. And here's what happened.
I can already tell you.
Here's what happened. She was like, there's the love that's there, the community that's there. She was like, you don't understand it.
You've seen how I reacted to what's his name, Fatty?
Right.
There's a different mentality outside of America.
Right.
People do not understand. Like, everyone's like, oh, these third world countries or these second world, you know, America's America and it's great because it's America. No, America sucks. And I say that with much love. But America overall for emotional type of stuff sucks.
Yeah, because we're emotionally dysfunctional.
Well, it's because we're made to believe that we don't need each other. See, they understand. Whenever you don't have $3 million, you start to understand.
And so that's what motivated me to say this.
Oh, nice.
Because, first of all,
oh dear Lord. You know, it's funny we're talking about this, right?
I love
Take
this
my
song.
breath away.
Yeah.
Think about what we were raised up on, like movie-wise. Love, romance.
Yeah.
Like this was the old
All the
generation.
movies.
Like, dude, like you think of your cartoons, think of everything, dude. It's all about that little romantic that
Every piece.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
because you and I have that same mentality.
Yeah.
And it's like you're sitting there and you're like, you're made to believe that this type of love is real. But then you get to reality and you're like, this sucks. This is crap.
Because you can't have love without grief.
You know, it's not even just that.
Yeah.
That type of love does not exist.
Yeah.
Not in America.
It's like, because people don't understand. They don't have the stick-to-itiveness.
Oh, dude, listen, dude. This is what I
So
mean.
love,
Like,
like
dude,
that.
like I mean, like this unconditional
The
agape
funny-
love, dude.
The funny thing is that that's what they call fantasy.
They call that fantasy. It's not fantasy. That is how God loves us. And if you can't love each other that way,
It's not
there's
love, yeah.
it is not love.
Right.
I'm sorry, dude. Like,
Well, this is my point. So check this out.
ooh,
So she goes to Africa, right? And she's like, dude, it's 3 weeks, right? And they put all the food, they make the shake.
we made this shake.
Well, they put all the food, chips, meat, everything like that. They cook the meat, put everything, and they stir it up until it becomes like a soup. And that's what they pass out to everyone.
I'm down.
And even she had to eat it, right? So
yeah.
the group that she was, they had to eat what the people ate. So some groups will take you to the hotel and what you can do.
No.
She didn't.
Why?
So they had to eat what the people ate. So they put chips, whatever, into it, and then they feed it to the people. She said she got here on the radio when she came back. We couldn't wait to find out what it was like. We wanted to know everything. She sits right where you're sitting. She just breaks down crying, and we're like, "What is it?" She was just like, "Before I came here, my mom knew that my favorite meal was spaghetti, and she forgot that I don't like mushrooms, and I went off on my mom because I didn't like mushrooms." And she was like, "But when I was overseas, whatever they would have put in that pot, I would have eaten. Like, how could I get here and become so ungrateful so fast?"
Mm-hmm.
And we were just like, the way the silence just boom,
Oh, dude, that's a heavy one.
where you can go to a place like where you just wouldn't eat anything, you get here because privilege changes your perspective.
This is what I was in Afghanistan for 15 months, dude. This is what people do not understand. Like for soldiers, like I told you, we set up FOBs. So we didn't have the nice cushioned bath where they got like BAF, BAF, guys, by the way. That's the Bagram Air Force Base for those who don't understand acronyms. But they call it BAF. Like for us, people that weren't at these nice FOBs, these nice bases that are established, we didn't have showers. We didn't have PXs. We had to build them up.
Yeah.
So what we had is what we had. So whenever you would get something, you learn to be grateful for it. Like you learn to be like, oh man, I love to be able to take a shower. Like, dude, I remember being out on the road for 2 weeks, not being able to shower. Like literally taking baby wipe showers. That's what I did.
Yeah.
Like I mean, and that's what
I
we
remember
did.
that.
And dude, like when I would get back to the FOB, dude, one day I remember my one of my sergeants, because he was training me to be a sergeant, which he was just actually being a douchebag, but it's beside the point. He never wanted to leave the FOB, dude. But beside the point, that's just yeah, Palmer, if you're listening by chance, you suck. I forgive you, but you suck. But oh, dude, no, this dude was a little douchebag. He was one of those dudes. He's a Napoleon complex.
Yeah.
He always got picked on. So whenever he got his E5, he's like,
Yeah. Look at me now. Yeah, that's actually.
so dude, okay, so I'm out on the road, dude. I've been out on the road I couldn't even remember. I think we've been gone for like at least 2 weeks, if not longer by that time. I get back. Now, we have another soldier. I'm not going to say his name, but the kid did not take a shower. Would not. Now, we had the showers right next to us. Kid stank, dude. Like, stank. I just got off the road, and he stank. I hadn't been able to shower, mind you, with other guys that hadn't been able to shower. Dude, stank. He made me write him up, smoke him, and then make sure he took a shower. And I still hadn't been able to take a shower myself because I just got off the road. Like, I'm like, dude, you are so just twisted in him, Palmer.
Yeah.
But then the soldier, I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you? Because you've been babied. Like, this is how I see America. Like, he was America. You've been babied and made to believe that all this stuff is just it's just your comfort. You don't have to worry about it. Like, it's always going to be there, so you can just use it whenever you want. You have been babied. You go take your shower. I would take a shower every day if I had that possibility. Like, dude, it's just there. Take it. Use it. But, dude, it made me so angry that night, I got back, dude. It was, like, late at night. It was Zulu time, so I don't even know what you would call it, but it was late.
Yeah.
And I'm tired, dude. Like, I mean, dude, we've been on the road, dude. I'm talking, like, on the road. That's what we did. We traveled, dude. Like, all of Afghanistan, like, dude, we traveled it. And it's just that mentality, though. Like, he had it there and he didn't even use it, but he would use it whenever he wanted to. But he just was. It's just that, and that's that American mentality. Like, you take for granted everything that you have, and like people overseas, dude. Like, I seen children playing with metal rings and sticks, having the best time in their life, dude. They didn't have a cell phone, an iPad, Xboxes. Like, and everyone here takes everything for granted, dude. And it just drives me up the wall. Like, guys, you really need to leave this country for a little bit. Go look how other people live and how much joy they actually have, how much love they have, because they understand that love is what's going to carry you through. Like, just period. Everything good?
Yeah. That was weird. The thing is that that was good. No, you don't understand. That was good. So the privilege will distort your perspective, but discipline will invest in your development. So privilege can become intoxicating. Discipline makes you clear. And people don't like focused people.
No.
Because you can't come to focused people with all your wildness and your distractions and things. One of the things that, I mean, you and I can go these deep conversations with tangents, and they're not really tangents, but we can go. We can have 5 more. We wrap a string around. We wrap a rope around us, and then just dive into the deep. Like, here we go. And then, but we're able to crawl back and show how everything connected. Right. Now, watch this. Like even what we just did there. But watch this. The thing is, I love with Lee and other people who's like, hey, dude, you're using too many words. Get to the point. Like, and one of the things I had to learn how to do is not be on a 4-hour radio show, you know what I mean? And be able to, like, when I'm talking to somebody, I can tell when someone's like, oh my God, he's still going. It's like, okay, at this point, you're not hearing anything I'm saying. What's the point in to continue to talk? I know who I can do that with and who I can't. But I had to learn that. Yeah. Because so many people go, well, this is how I am. This is just how I am. We can't just land on people any kind of way. We have to have the wisdom to know what's up.
You got me thinking about Brother Steve, dude. I'm sorry. I love you, Steve, if you're listening. Dude, so I'm like, you know how we get to talking?
Yeah.
Like me, I love a theological conversation that might not lead anywhere, but it's just an amazing, deep conversation where I'm talking like is the planet really flat?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
is it a globe? Like those type of conversations, I just love them just because I love to think like about random craziness like that. Like, what
Yeah.
would God actually do? You know what I mean? Like would he make the earth flat and maybe put other round planets out there? Like, who knows?
yeah.
I like to think, but Steve, if we get into a conversation,
He hates it.
hey, oh, dude, well, I love him to death because no, he's like me. Basically, when I tell you sometimes when we're like, I'll just jump to the point. When there's no point to the conversation with him, he's like, all right, I got to do something else. Talk to you later. I'm like, mid conversation, dude. I'm like, this conversation was just getting heated up, Steve. And he's like, nope, I'm done. This isn't leading nowhere. This has no, it's not bearing any like actual information. I'm like, yeah, sure it is. It's enlightening us to the possibilities of some type of deeper understanding into irrelevant information, but still great information.
Yeah. And what's funny is
But yeah, I love it.
this is too real. One of the things that I think about constantly is that we live
Flat
in a
Earth.
situation where flat Earth. You guys, just so you know, listen, Lee, I love this dude because one thing that I love about you is you expose what I call human arrogance. You expose human arrogance. By the way, guys, I wanted to wait till about 9 o'clock before we tell you guys. I witnessed some super illegal stuff, but I'm going to tell you guys about it in a minute. Oh yeah. I can only hope people know that I was going to talk about it.
Oh yeah. I hope
Like,
they do.
like,
I knew.
when I say I saw some illegal stuff. Woof, woof. But anyway, so here's what happens, right? And it's so funny because Lee will expose human arrogance. Like, so when someone says they're a flat earther, immediately I get puffed up like, you poor fool. Like, when I was out of space, it's like, it was the funny is that because you do it so freely, you don't do it too like, I'm a flat earther. You know what I mean? You're like, I'm a flat earther, and your chest is all
Right up.
yeah, you're like, bring it on. And I'm like, oh, poor Lee, he's a flat earther. Now here's what the father does. Your father goes like this. He goes, so when was the last time you were? When was the last time you were off the planet and saw it? Like, how do you know? And I'm like, well, I know because I was taught in school. He was like, what else were you taught in school? I'm like, dude, don't do that.
You were taught evolution.
What else were you taught in school? And I'm like, no, don't take this from me. The one thing that I knew.
See,
and I still believe the world is round, but it's like, why? I don't know.
because
man
told me it was.
It told me.
God tells me it's flat.
And this is like, well, do the research yourself that it's round.
Oh,
it's like,
it's just fun.
It is just
To
fun.
me, it's just fun.
But I love how it promotes this arrogance. Like, I know. And it's like, how do you know? And that's the question you can't answer.
Let me tell you guys a little secret. Start looking into the astronauts when they get asked about it.
Oh, yeah, they freak out.
Oh, dude, not only do they freak out, give them a Bible to put their hands on and swear on. Listen, Linda's, it's interesting and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, but no. See, this is why confidence is such key. Why? Because see, Duke will tell you straight up whenever he looked at me, he says, oh, we should play chess. And I went, okay.
Oh, dude, when I say that I got scared,
Yeah.
So there's a difference between arrogance and confidence.
Oh, dude.
So what happened was I pretty much trained Crystal and my daughter because I knew how to play and they didn't. So I would just demolish them. Well, my daughter doesn't like defeat. So she would just play again. I'm like, I must beat you again, young one. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a martial arts mode. I'm just destroying. She's like, again. And then one time she won, and I was like, ha, ha, ha. Good one. The next time, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I lied. The next time she beat me immediately again, and I was like, I let you do that. I let you do that. but inside it's like you just lied to your daughter about this. And
You're
I'm like,
ashamed
I
of
was just
yourself.
like, I
This
was
is
like,
him repenting.
I was like, that's
He
what
doesn't
it
have to
is.
worry about her
Dude,
ever here.
when I say the level of evil, I was just like, God forgive me, it's fine. Because I'm like, because he understands that I'm not gonna, like, I'm not losing. This is one thing I had over them, and then I'm just like, I would take my anger out on them. Just, let's play chess. And they don't even know I'm angry. I just want to beat them. Boom, 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 and I'm crushing them, right? And I'm just, and I'm feeling like the wise one. I'm so wise. And then Crystal starts beating me. My plan was to beat on you to show you how wise I was to play. And then I was like, let's play chess, young one. Because I'm 7 years old. I'm like, let's play chess, young one. I want to learn you something, young one.
Yeah.
You know, my petted one. And you said, let's do it. And then you're like, I played on the app all the time. And I was like, oh, dear God, what have I done? Guys, I'm not lying to you. He has beaten me 6 seconds, 2 moves.
Dude, yeah.
He's beaten me in 2 moves
Queen.
before.
Matter of fact, I beat him with Queen's Gambit, I think 3 games in a row.
Hey, Madison Dale said, Paul will get his throat ripped out.
Listen, he would destroy you, sir.
No, listen, we're talking about the time period, bro.
Like if you went back as you are now, sir, he would destroy you.
Yeah, all of us would get
Utterly, all of us would.
Because we just
Matter of fact,
the bone density, the nutrition they had.
A matter of fact, I don't think you, myself, and Duke together could take Paul.
Or anybody back then.
Or any of them. A matter of fact, Mary.
They were so physical. They were so physical. Like, think about it.
Could you imagine? Like, they used to, their hands
walking everywhere, like
their feet, getting kicked by one of them, dude, would be like getting kicked by a steel plate.
Yeah. Each generation doesn't get weaker. Look at the professional football. Whoop, players bigger show. You know what? But they actually take care of themselves.
There's a difference. There's a little difference in all that.
They have a knowledge. But see, that's the thing. They have a knowledge in health. When you look at everyday living, because of the sodas, because of like, dude, you're not going to get football players eating the stuff that we eat.
You have to stop.
And you talk about the pork thing.
Yeah, and pork. Pork is horrible. Pork will kill you. But besides the point, no. Now you take my grandfather for one. This man lived till he was 77 years old. But he was probably one of the strongest men living with cancer, mind you. He was riddled with cancer. Still going to work. Like he would still go to work. Like on a farm. Now, his ability was based, like he used to drink, like he did not take care of himself. But he was stronger than most men now. Most football players now. Like, I'm sorry.
No doubt.
I'm sorry. There's a different mentality. There's a different strength. Your genetics are different. Now, mind you, you can become strong and stronger than most. But I still don't think lifting weights is not strength.
No.
This is the difference.
Yeah.
Like, this is like, I'm not talking about weightlifting. I'm not talking about, I can pump iron. There is a difference.
Like,
there is
building a house with your own.
There is a difference in, how do I put this? Physical strength and weightlifting / like sports strength. There's a difference. I would take any guy like hard laboring worker, and put him in a fight against a football player or any of these athletes any day.
So let me tell you a story. I'm getting my free sweat because that's where the sauna is. I'm getting my free sweat.
Free sweat.
And
dude, I still haven't got my DD214, dude.
That's not cool, man.
Like, it's driving me bonkers. But yeah.
So check this out. I should look at this Viper's Pit right here. Anyway, we're about to go in, folks.
Before we do that, hold up.
You
go ahead, man.
I gotta go pee.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was in the sauna and we get this free sweat. This dude is just doing laps, right? He's just swimming laps. It's crazy. He's just swimming laps. And anyway, I was just like, man, that guy's swimming, and everyone's like, yeah. I was like, but he can't beat me in a fight. And I said that, and they were like, dude, that dude will kill you. And I was like, why? They're like, he just did 50 laps, dude. His level of strength, because he wasn't bulky, he was skinny. And it's like, guys, I'm telling you, when you take care of yourself and we don't have to get weaker. I like what Madison said, where he said, we don't have to get weaker. That is true. We don't get weaker. The generations, the more we call knowledge and, the more we become more health conscious, the stronger the opportunities that we have. Hold on one second. All right, here we go. So the more we have the opportunity to get stronger. So don't squander this opportunity. Now, yesterday, I saw some crazy stuff. Do you know that these people in this picture right here, so I saw their little meeting yesterday.
Oh, they're carnival film?
Dude, it was carnival. It took 45 minutes to discuss how a meeting was going to start. Okay, so if you want to see it, just go to
some chauvinistic thing right there.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh, dude, the I hate men vibe is all over the place. The I hate men vibe, like the power struggle, the way they talk to each other was disrespectful and catty, and it was just like, and I saw these totally emasculated men. You know what I mean? They were all just, it was like they looked like abused kids. Everybody that came under their auspices, just like, did I just say auspices? It was like everyone that came under their power and authority. You know what I mean? It was so terribly dysfunctional.
Auspices.
I don't know.
It's
kind of like octopus, but without the P, auspices.
Actually, it's...
Oh no! but guys, the level of pure evil. What's up?
I'll talk to you later about that.
What about auspices?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
A divine or prophetic token.
Ooh,
that's a good word. I like that word. I wonder why I said I like the word. I didn't know what it meant.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It just felt like, like you've just entered the room with and they were so catty and mean towards each other. And what does this mean?
No. A divine or prophetic token. Nefarious. Nefariamus. One who is nefarious, a demon, a prophetic token, was given an auspices. An auspice.
Auspice.
I don't know how you say this. That's just coincidences, guys.
Coincidences.
For him to say that, I just like the word. I like the way it sounded. Auspices. They're auspices. This prophetic token was given. This is, dude, like I said, this is more and more demonic. As I will stand by this all day. This is that demon Nefarious. Nefariamus.
Dude, so many people
up.
have hit me up like, dude, what did we just watch? All right, and I'm going to tell you. So let me tell you how bad it was. In the beginning, she goes, the Nicole Cole goes, I want to amend the policies
and the rules.
And I'm like, so I was like, dude, this is why you need to be around smart people, because clearly you don't know what those words mean. So I was like, maybe policy doesn't mean the structure of the way something is developed or the rules and the regulations that would be followed. Maybe the ideas or maybe guidelines, maybe rules doesn't mean what you think. Like, dude, I wish you had did better in school, because these smart people know. And then she kept saying it. I was like, man, I'm gonna sit here and pretend like I know what, because there's no way possible that someone just said, I want to amend the policies and the rules.
They didn't want to just amend them, dude. They wanted to get rid of them. They wanted to just be able to do what they wanted to do with no repercussions, dude. Straight demonic.
Dude, these people are in charge of our children. I just watched the sponsor. What is it? Spotsylvania School Board or whatever. Spotsylvania School Board. Nicole Cole's crew. And so the thing is that I go like she did not just say I want to get rid of. And I'm like, dude, get rid of doesn't mean I'm literally fighting for them. And like it was so I'm like, oh man, I don't understand. Like, there's no way because that's not possible that. The place where we learn how to follow rules called school and the education rule, there's no way that the people that run that are saying,
here, do me a favor, just throw that in the garbage.
We
don't need this. Just throw it in the garbage.
Just do whatever we want to
Demons!
do. And it's like, wait. So fast forward to the end.
Yeah.
At the end, I was just like, hey guys, I was ready to be humble because I was like, I know that I didn't hear what I just said. So I was like, hey guys, I really need someone to tell me that they didn't say get rid of the rules and policies.
He says he was being humble. He was being facetious.
I was being facetious.
Just no. Because there's no way. Listen, I watched like I caught like a bit of the front and a bit of the end. And let me tell you something. I knew.
45 minutes.
I knew. Like it was immediate. Like I already know these people are they are demonically oppressed or even possessed. Like I might even go
$430 million. And dude, one of the guys that were doing the money, they said, he goes, if you come from impoverished homes, you don't have a functional parent in the house. That most of the kids' problem is because they don't have a functional parent in the house. And I'm like, hold on, wait. Did you just say that if you have economic problems, it's because you don't have a functional and then they promoted all this CPS, like social workers. That means social workers are going to be taking a lot of people's kids away.
Marxists.
They're going to be taking guys.
If y'all ain't ready, you better buckle up, buttercups, because this is about to get bumpy.
It's going to be easier and easier to snatch your babies.
That's what they want.
And that means that's more government slipping into your family. And did you know how connected CPS is to sex trafficking and things like that?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, they can't even keep track of all the kids, dude. Like I was watching
and the amount of kids that are abused in foster care.
I want to say at one time they were trying to get this woman to admit. I can't remember her name or whatnot, but they were trying to get her to admit at a congressional hearing or whatever. One of those things. I don't know. I try to stay out of politics, but. I caught a video where like they lost track of like 90% of the kids. Like basically like it was like over 30,000 or 40,000 kids they lost track of in CPS. That's your job, child protective custody or services, and you lost track of the one thing you're supposed to be protecting? Like, really?
I saw that. They lost.
You know what I'm talking about there.
They lost. Yeah, that's all that's to me. They lost track of
the one thing.
The kids.
Not just one kid, but thousands.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking like that's the one thing you get paid to do is to protect the kids. What are you saying?
He said,
I thought it was Madison. Like, I'm telling you, Madison, you still get taken by Paul.
Dude, you gonna make him mad. you got short fuse.
Listen, but you do know I'm that type of guy. Listen,
poke the bear.
Listen, big old teddy bear just poke.
No, remember, he's a bear.
He's still a teddy bear.
He's a teddy bear. He'll eat you with a smile.
Hey, listen, it don't matter. You may be a bear, but I'm like a tiger. I'll run.
I'll run.
I'll run. You got to catch me. I got long legs, Sam.
Listen, the reason why I can talk jump is because I'm fast.
I'm fast. And it's not a bad thing to run when something's chasing you. Because only the wicked run when nothing's chasing them. But I'll run if I got to.
He said I talk jump because I'm fast. I can run.
I can run.
So
yeah, back to Spotsylvania.
No, but to do these people literally said that not only, first of all, just the level of pettiness, cattiness, for 45 minutes, they wasted to talk about how to start the meeting, and then we watched them illegally come up with this idea where one of the board members is clearly like, okay, so what's happening is that you guys want me to make a decision when I wasn't there to even know what this is about. I wasn't there. And now you guys, she's like, I don't see any attorneys. I don't see this. And she's literally saying, she's making all the legal stuff up, right? And then they're just like, yes, we're going to go to a closed meeting because they didn't want that to be seen. You know what I mean? And they didn't want it to be seen. But then when they come back, there's the one lady that was standing up. There's two people up there that was actually standing up for the right thing. There was April Gillespie and Lisa Phelps. You know what I mean? They were standing for the right. They were like, hey, this is not okay. But so they're literally asking for someone to vote for something that, now here's what's crazy. So with that $430 million, they fire the superintendent, right? Without this, the Mark Taylor is the guy. They fired him. Well, what's interesting about firing him is they're like, oh, we got $430 million. We can just pay out his contract, fire him, get rid of him, pay out his contract out of that instead of going to the kids. And the one lady kept saying, hey, the kids are the priority. The kids are the priority. They were up there like they were politicians running the country.
They already are. You not know that?
Right.
That's what they're doing. That's just the problem when you give demons any bit of power. Like, how many of them are on the board?
Okay, so he's still there. Okay, so they didn't fire him. Okay. That's what they were trying to. So they didn't fire him. Cool. So they didn't fire him, but dude, when I say like they well, I think didn't they vote on it? They might have backed off because she said it was she
well, because
Lisa
it's
Phelps.
public.
Oh, it was
when you bring the darkness into light. This is the problem. Like, they've been cowering behind all this. How long?
Oh, dude, for almost 3 weeks now.
I mean, like, and they keep postponing and they keep doing this. They keep making all these little trivial matters. They keep trying to hide it because they don't want it to be seen.
No, they did. They did. So Madison just told me. So what it was they did make the vote, but he has a clause in his contract that says anyone that talks about him must be in the room. He has to be there for it to happen. So they couldn't do that. It's called the Peasky contracts. So dude.
So I need to get that in my clause.
This is the.
I don't even have a contract. I don't even know it.
Yeah, this is the mindset. So in order to be fine, he had to be.
I can make it a verbal contract, right? If you talk about me, I have to be there.
Say it to my face.
Exactly.
Say it to my face.
All right.
Say it to my face.
Don't talk about me. You gotta be,
dude. Like, this is insane. So now, they're gonna spend like $12 million or something like that on social workers, which they were already saying like they were pretty much talking about. They're like, and all these other teachers. Oh, and then so you know how Dick Lieberman. Rich, yeah. So
I get it, guys.
Richard, yeah, you know. But Richard.
Look, we're up here,
right?
Rich is down here.
Rich says this. Rich said, "Take the high road." You know.
I know.
So anyway, Richard was talking about all this licensing stuff. They literally talked about like they have 70 teachers and staff that aren't licensed yet that are going through the process and they need to be doing. They're like, we want to create something. And I was just like, wait a minute. So Rich Lieberman is making all this noise, like he's not licensed. Like that's why I was trying to tell you about. Like this is not some movie. He wasn't Xavier Downs wasn't a janitor that stole someone's ID, you know, and it was like, let me pretend. He snuck in, like, I'm going to change the world. I'm a janitor, and I'm going to change, like, you know.
That's me.
The real Xavier Downs is, like, in a closet somewhere hidden, and this janitor stole his identity. But then.
Harry Potter.
Oh, by the way, I got to tell you guys the worst thing. They took a picture, not these people, but they're friends. They took a picture of Xavier Downs and put some pretty bad stuff up there where it made it seem like he was a racist. They put words up there like I saw it.
Is that what matters?
You saw it? Because Xavier Downs put up there. Somebody took a picture of Xavier Downs and then starts dogging out like white people. Yeah. and then started sharing it as if that's what he thought. And one of the things that Madison Downs did was sent it to someone like, yo, this is the type of stuff that we're dealing with, and the person responded back saying, I wouldn't want to help, people that are calling people honkies.
Yeah,
and
but see, you
crackers.
knew better.
But here's the thing.
Or I knew better.
The guy thought it was real.
See, and that.
I get it. But there's people that would believe
Okay, you know what? So what? What up, dude?
Well, honky cracker.
Okay?
Yeah. But
Listen, dude, listen. I'm going to tell every last person here.
the racist stuff we see in the military.
If you guys had, if you had any idea, your little snowflake filling, you think being called a honky or a cracker? Dude, I used to call people chocolate covered crackers.
Right.
Like legitimately, like I'm serious. Like you'd be a caramel colored cracker.
Right.
I mean, because you caramel. You ain't
caramel.
black.
Yeah.
Like I used to know people
I'm
who
black,
were,
brother. That's my blood.
no, you ain't black.
But
You caramel.
caramel.
You that mocha.
Mocha. But here's what's funny is that I'm sitting here going like, wait a minute.
Even Madison's only mocha.
Yeah. He like don't play that game.
He mocha.
He don't like to joke like that. but here's the thing.
I
is
love you,
that-
Madison.
He's like, dude, you taking too many chances. Poking the bear, but you're fast. Say, I'll run.
I'll run. I got to go.
I'm just thinking about Madison's sniper gun. He's like, thank you. For
Yeah, I know. I was just funny you say that. I was like, they say anything. I'm like, yeah.
Madison's like, thank you for running.
Get my target practice in.
But
What did he say?
the fact is that he thought it was real wasn't the worst part. The worst part was when he got checked. Okay, all right. So this did happen while we were on there. So the guy thought it was real, but then what he did was he sent me a message. It was like, hey man, I didn't know it was real. I was just asking a question, and Madison was like, nope. Here, I'm going to show you the rest of the messages. And I saw the rest of the messages. I was like, no, you weren't just asking a question, but you did think it was real. And the reason why was because of these reasons. But that was the point Madison was making, that, hey, people are going to think this is real. And I want to tell this to everybody. Do not ever neglect the power of influence, okay? Do not ever neglect the power of influence.
What do you say?
4.43 lead was my 40 lead.
Yeah, how many years ago? How many years ago, though?
Madison, stand down. Madison, stand down.
Listen. All right.
He's smoking. He's smoking the bag. No,
All right.
listen.
You think you fast?
Oh, yeah.
How tall are you?
I do not want to see you on the football field racing.
It's going to happen. I'm old,
Do you think
though.
you still got it?
I think I got a little speed left in me.
Put it-
Listen, I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was.
You know what?
That's all I got to say.
I only have emergency speed. Like you
Yeah,
put a chihuahua, you put an angry chihuahua.
If you had Madison chasing me, I guarantee you I got it in me.
Power up.
Go.
No, see, for some reason, this
Sick.
ex-military
Oh, dear Lord, help.
Army Ranger, I will abandon all of you.
Straight
I
up.
will run
What are you talking about, dude?
dude. I
Not
will
only am I
abandon.
going to abandon you, I'm going to
I
clip
will
you.
abandon all of you.
I'm going to clip
If
you.
there's an angry chihuahua behind me, I'm running for my life. But don't remember, while I'll be like, dude, stand down, like chill, relax. But something about the devotion to chihuahuas, the anger that they have, they're believable.
Ferocious, dude.
They're just believable. I want to tell y'all something, and pray for me on this. I absolutely hate chihuahuas.
I don't blame you.
They're
They're God's torment for man. Like they're cute, they're small.
And I know a
But
lot of
they
people
are
are going to be mad at me for
ferocious.
that, but I despise them. I would rather have a rat than a chihuahua.
You do have a rat.
If you choose it's a chihuahua, it is a rat.
It is a rat. I mean, that's
and
basically
for you all
what
who
it
have
is.
chihuahuas, I'm sorry.
I'm trying to think of what breed bred with a rat, but I'm pretty sure that's how you got a chihuahua.
Dude, don't say that.
One.
Because I would I would totally believe it.
Yeah,
You're already flat.
It sounded real.
Yeah, I'm like, you're not gonna
Once
do that
again,
to me.
once
Well,
again,
they'll be like,
once again, confidence.
so they'll be like, that white man had a dude thinking chihuahuas were from rats. That shows you the power of the white man. He just make people believe dumb stuff. Jesus is white. Africa was all white. It just that right there, people. I was
Well,
talking about the power of influence. That shows you.
Before the earth rotated.
White people will say stuff with a straight face and just make it sound smart. You're like, look, man, I don't even know what you said, but you got to be right. You're right.
He's white.
He's
And
white.
he had confidence.
He got confidence. I believe him.
See, and this is why I can't be by myself, because I'm white and I'm charismatic, and people seem to follow us to death.
You want to know
Listen,
why?
it's not my fault.
Because they followed that white Jesus to death too. That's why.
Listen, that's y'all's fault.
You
I'll
should-
tell you straight
you
up in
should
a
kept
heartbeat.
reading. You should have kept reading.
You should get reading. That's all I got to tell you. That's all I'll tell you. You better pick up the Bible.
So many people mad right now. I don't care.
Oh, get over
Like,
yourself.
let's be real. So this is not political. I'm not being political. But I'm just saying, like, we got to stop letting. So Madison Downs last night. Oh my God, she gets on my nerves. Madison Downs last night said, he goes, "This reminds me of Cat Williams." He goes, she said, "Don't you know we can see you?" You know, like he was talking about like being at these parties and people just, or being at a business meeting and someone was just throw out some cocaine and start sniffing. He was like, "Don't you know I can see you?" Like, you know, you got the cocaine on the lips. Yeah, and I'm going, wait. The stuff that politicians say that, you know, like when Kamala Harris, she was like, Kamala Harris goes, "Well, this is how you know I'm black. When I go to the movies, I carry my hot sauce and I got my piece of chicken." And I'm like, did you just say that all black people just love chicken?
You know what? Time out.
Because
I love chicken and hot sauce. A matter of fact, you can talk to my buddy Nick. Me and him, I've been having hot sauce and ghost pepper hot sauce, dude.
Yeah,
Like, dude, it's
but this is what I mean. It's like then like Hillary Clinton thinking that she's down because she like hung out with, she took a picture with Jay-Z. And I'll never forget. Oh, guys, remember the time when that Hillary Clinton, like if you watch her eyes roll in the back of her head as she like believed her lie. She was like, when I went to Afghanistan and, you know, and the bombs were going off around us. And then they showed the exact picture of what she was talking about. And they're like shaking hands. There's no bombs. There's like clear day. There was rainbows, unicorns were running around like everything was fine. It was hilarious. Guys, be careful who you let influence you.
Oh, yeah.
Be careful. Like, care about the truth. How do I say this? Guys, somebody who's watching, help me out. What am I saying? Because I'm saying just because that someone in power, just because somebody in power is...
You know I can't say that.
Madison's trying to start problems, y'all.
No,
Like,
no.
no,
He said what he really said. I still ain't saying that. Listen, I may be black on the inside a little bit, but I can't say that word.
Let me tell
Don't be laughing at me. I can't say that word. I'm brave, but I ain't that stupid.
No, right. Do not let Madison get you in trouble.
Listen, that's that next level.
Madison is that.
Matter of fact, I don't even like hearing black people say that word.
Right. Do not let Madison get you jacked up.
He trying.
I'd be like, man, we on camera. I gotta. Forgive me.
It's like, sorry, man, I love
Look,
you.
I have it right here. They're like, forgive me. I love you, brother.
It's like
I can't go down like that.
You know what the bad part? I'd be like, go ahead. I understand.
I should have known better.
I knew better when he said it.
But honestly, I think that this is what Rich Lieberman struggles with. He doesn't understand how free from
He's
all
a
that
demon.
we are.
Oh, what? Oh.
We're
being serious.
Yeah, Rich Lieberman
Oh,
doesn't
I
understand how free from. Not only are we not being military, not only are we not afraid of like racist, like, and I know that's disappointing. You know, but not only are we not afraid of racist guys, like, you know, okay, so like there was a time where black people would hold themselves back because they'd be like, yo, we don't want to make white people mad. There was a time there was like, we can't tell white people that we can read. There was a time where it's like, hey, you were scared. And so I remember this is not that far ago. So what happens is, and today, you have to remember how this works. So there were these kids in the early 60s, 70s who couldn't wait to be the next oppressor. But then unity happened and they didn't get to be what they were influenced to be. So unity happened on because watch this. This is going to sound terrible when I say it. So but hear me, you got to hear me out so I can say it. It's like, whoa. So
yeah, typically how it goes.
A lot of black people in America have this thought. What kind of slave would I have been? Would I have been the type to run?
Oh, wow.
Would I have been the type to fight? Would I have been the type? When we think about the past, it goes, would I have been the type to run? Would I have been the type to fight? Would I have been the type to comply? What kind of
one of the three?
Right. And then you go, and most white people don't want to admit this, but a lot of white people, because the only reason I know this is because I've asked. You know what I mean? I've asked so many. I'm not saying that everybody listening is, but I'm saying that I've asked a lot of white people.
You're welcome, Madison.
When I go, do you ever think about what kind of slave master you would have been? And they go, dude, I can't believe you just asked that all the time. And I'm like,
are you serious?
Oh yeah, dude. They're like, dude. I know y'all don't claim us, but this is the South. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I
dude, even that, like, do you know how racist that is?
Right, and they go, dude, all the time. Like
I get the mentality of if you were like, I get the mentality like, what kind of slave would I have been? I mean, but I kind of do, but I don't. But it's a little difficult.
Because right,
but thinking what kind of slave master you would have been,
but
that's like next level.
Because what it is, they're saying that being a slave master was a part of the culture that day. So it's not a justification, but it's like if you want to time travel backwards.
But only if you were part of that.
Right.
You didn't have to be a slave master.
Well, let me
tell you. Now, mind you, some people they didn't get to choose if they were slaves or not.
Let me tell you how this dude flipped it on me. Oh, man. This dude, Anthony, he said that he was just like, he goes, no, not really. He goes, but knowing my family's history, I'd think about what kind of slave I would have been. And I was like, I don't get it. He was like, dude, like, my great grandmother's black. And I'm like, that's impossible.
Dude, you've seen my dad.
I said that's impossible. No, but his great grandmother is full black. She was, he's a so his great great grandmother was black, gave birth to a biracial child who ended up with a white person. Then that child ended up, which is his grandmother, was the mother of his mother.
I'm going to get my DNA.
And so, dude, find out his family, his white lineage started with a black woman.
I can believe it.
That's great because she was taken advantage of by her master, and then had a biracial child. The biracial child ends up marrying a white person. The white person ends up birthing his mom. And so I was like, wait, so you are the child of a black? He was like, yeah, that's so, because when he flipped it on me, I was like, wait a minute. Same exact thing happens when I saw this video of this dude black, like nighttime darkness. Sky black, like darkness,
dude.
Like
that's
black,
like, dude.
Like
Hades,
you don't know he's standing there until he smiles,
dude,
like black.
Hades.
Yeah,
if they come from Hades, John Philippe,
black,
dude.
Black. So watch this.
Dude, he's got that John Philippe. He was the darkness.
He was dark black.
Like Batman.
So this dude, brother, oh my goodness, he does the Ancestry.com.
Turns out he's white.
He's like, it's like 60% or something like that straight white. This is how crazy it is. Yeah. He gets the information saying who his family is. His white family lived down the street. They were having a family reunion. They actually owned the project that his family lived on. He goes to the family reunion like, we need to have a talk.
What's up, fam?
And so you see this family picture with all these white people, and boom, that darkness of that. And they were like, you know what? We heard stories, we never knew this and that, and found out they were family.
Come on.
You know what I mean? And I'm just like, guys,
y'all don't understand what America really is.
If you knew what we really were,
dude. I showed you the photo of my dad, right?
Yeah.
Like, dude has a fro. Like, I mean, like, no, like,
yeah.
There is no other way for me to say this.
He's like, I'm melanated.
But no, well, I mean, like, he has black people hair.
Right.
That's the only way I know how to say this.
Well, that's
like,
because you're a little racist.
I'm just saying.
No, you said it's the only way I know.
Yeah, it's the only, I don't know how else to say it. I mean,
like, you're like, this ain't white people.
It's not fro. It's not like, I know you can get a perm and it looks like a fro. It ain't that. I'm talking like he could pick his hair.
Right.
Like,
dude,
listen.
There is, we got lied to, folks. That's all I can say.
Listen.
That's what I mean about watch what you believe, because we have to accept the fact that we're more connected than we want to believe.
I want people to really understand this too. I know I look white. Like, I'm being 100% serious. I don't know any other heritage but Indian. So when I say that I understand the pain, I don't know. Listen.
Hold on. So I want to tell you something. This is when black people hear that, we always chuckle because most white people go, I'm Cherokee.
No, and I get that. But this is what y'all look. Listen, I guess you've seen the pictures of my family. Listen, where I was raised in Arkansas, dude, we didn't have nothing. We weren't treated like your white people. Like I want to say it was my great grandmother. She was full-blooded Cherokee. Like,
I see the picture.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, and my dad's side is Blackfoot. Like, so I got family from up north and south. Like, my great grandmother was abandoned on the Trail of Tears.
Lisa said you can say my dad has C4 hair.
C4 hair? All right, bet.
Like,
C4, what's that mean?
Like color folk.
Oh,
color folk hair. I guess I don't know what it means, but I was just trying to interpret it.
Okay, so C4 hair, you're gonna have to explain.
You have to know your hair types. No, dude, but seriously, man, what? You gotta think about this. You gotta think about this. You know, the C4.
Oh, it's hair type.
Well, you do gotta know your hair types. Oh, maybe that's an actual hair type. It's a curl type. Oh, curl type.
Oh, what's mine?
So let me tell you something. Oh, and this is what's so funny.
Not wavy.
Is that when I think about racial issues and all the stuff that we're going to, guys, be careful because we're more connected than you think.
And this is why I will say this. I know it's still there, but you don't have to be part of it.
You don't believe that we're going to get rid of racism? I want an honest opinion from everybody.
Like,
do you everybody who's watching, do you guys think tell me what you think? I think we can.
Do I think we can? I think it's going to take a war.
He said, "Do I think we can?" We're like,
what?
It's possible.
I think it'll take a war.
I feel like you're doing the whole "I'm not into saying what God can and can't do" thing.
Yeah, well, I'm not. I mean, I'm not jacked up about it, but I think it's going to take killing off some people. Well, I'm just being real. I think there's some people that listen.
You're not in the military. You're not like typical soldier talking. You don't have to kill some people.
I'm just being real. I mean, God can change it, and He will if it's in His will. But at the end of the day, dude, for us to be able to take away racism fully, some people are going to have to die.
Lisa said there's always going to be racist people. So.
Well, that's what I mean. Some people are going to have to die for racism to be removed, because the problem is, and no offense to anybody out there. But now, a lot of times, like you know what my biggest thing is? I don't want my children to be oppressed.
Right.
Now, if you are a black man or woman and you know oppression, then you should not be wanting to oppress others now. Yeah. Because you understand the mentality and what it does to people. So the problem now is that white people, legitimately, like for me, I'm the furthest away from being racist. I don't care I don't care what anybody says. I love everyone. I'm genuinely, I don't care who you are, where you're from, what I do. I mess with everyone. I always have.
Right.
It's a blessing that the Father has given me. Even being raised in the South, dude, still. Matter of fact, like I say, I'm pretty sure the North is more racist than the South. But
it's because they benefited financially in a different way.
Yeah, but it's like, unless you individually remove it from yourself. From not, I don't look at you like a black man.
Yeah.
I look at you as my brother in Christ, my
Right.
brother in arms, my brother.
Yeah.
There is nothing else I see. And I talk to everyone out here. Like, you know how you tell me how I see every time I talk to people, I just assume that they're believers. Why is that? Because I know the spirit. I know the spirit inside of you, whether you accept it or not, is of God. Everyone who is born of this world is of God. My son. Dude, I'm pretty sure we'll see each other again. The good Lord willing.
Oh,
dude, I love you, buddy. I don't know if you're watching or not, but you shouldn't be. You should be in school. What are you doing?
He was trying to have an intimate moment and got caught skipping.
What are you doing?
I love you, Dad.
He says, don't get me wrong. I would love to see you in heaven, but we never see you in the flesh again.
Oh, dude.
Dude, you can watch me on the show. No jokes. Listen, this is how bad this is. Listen, my son has a very dark sense of humor. I've been trying to correct it the best I can.
Yeah, you trying to correct it.
But I got a pretty dark sense of humor.
Black.
Yeah, I got a pretty dark sense of humor.
But seriously, me being a little bit on the night, more of the hopeless romantic side for human. Like, I believe we can get there if we just focus, like do the research and say, hey, let's go back and find out how connected we are. Like say, ever since I found out about the contraband decision, and Madison Downs brought up the Seminole situation, like slavery was going to be destroyed. Like the Emancipation Proclamation, like between the contraband decision and what happened with the Seminoles, how they were attacking it was crushing. Like, because so many they were fighting sanctuary with the Native Americans, and so much history is being uncovered. You know what I mean? Where before we literally just used to have guys. Let me tell you something. I saw a picture. I saw this Billy Graham speech. All right. I saw this Billy Graham speech at the White House. And when I looked, it was the scariest thing in the world. In the White House, on film, nothing but white men. Like, you could see that what the thought process was.
I don't know if he doesn't.
Nothing but white men. And I was like, okay, I can see why so much chaos broke out. There was no diversity. It was, when I say diversity, I'm talking about as far as racial, cultural. It was only white men. You didn't see a woman in the meeting. It was literally like they were, there was like coffee being served or whatever. They're like, when we cut these cameras on, we really only want white men in the white. Like, yeah.
Look at the royal family. What, dude? I'm going to say it, dude. I don't care what anybody says. You want to know the real problem in this world? It's over there.
Oh, wow.
They are the demons. They are the reptilians. They are whatever you want to call them.
He called them the reptilians. No, listen, I get it.
They are the problem. They don't understand. Do you know how hard Americans have fought for unity? We are the reason slavery is being taken away from the world. Americans, not just black Americans, but white Americans. And if we truly stand together and don't let them continue to divide us, because once our people were oppressed or destroyed or genocide, like I said, dude, I'll have one white grandparent. One. That's it. She's a 6 foot tall white woman. That's all I remember of her. And she was a horrible human being.
Jeez.
What? I'm just being real. She was worse, the worst to me. But that's beside the point.
Right.
We all have to get away from that mentality. Like, this is the reason why. And it's not that I understand the pain. I get it. I'm an empathetic person. Like, even if I am not black, I get it. But guys, I'm telling everybody, if we don't let go of the pain, it's holding on to unforgiveness.
So,
and matter of fact,
we do have to let go of the pain.
Oh, but we
never forget the strategy.
Never.
Because and this is why it's so important to stop letting people speak death over it.
Yes.
Like we've got to rise above the ideology of supremacy in the sense of anything. Like God didn't create trash. So we have to start valuing human life, and we gotta come from under the lie that there are they're different races.
There's one race.
There's a human race, and we've got to get from under this because he was like, I just didn't bring up reptilians, but there's a human race.
What was that one scripture?
What, John chapter 1?
Is that it?
Where it talks about not born by blood.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'm with you. Do it. Let's pull the trigger.
Which one is it?
It's John 1.
John 1.
It's John 1. There are different types of humans.
I'm just saying here.
Yeah, no matter how you look at it, you can try to play around with the words. There are different types of humans. Like, what are you born out of? That doesn't mean it changed how you.
John 1. What now?
I think it's around 7.
Is that early on?
Oh yeah, it fires off hard. Like it's right after that.
Made by him, the world gave him life.
Yep.
Which were born. Okay, guys, here we go. Starts at verse 12. But as many received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, even them that believe on his name, which were born not of blood.
That's one group of people.
Nor of the will of the flesh.
That's another group of people.
Nor of the will of man.
There's another group of people.
But of God.
There is a seed of God on the planet. Everything else is from man.
Brother, that's crazy.
No matter how you look at it, you can play around with the words and stuff. There's no matter how you look at it, there's a seed of God on the planet, and then there's everything else is man. You know what I mean?
So you me,
like, dude,
there are children of God, dude. Like, y'all do understand this. Like,
that means that, and so it doesn't matter what your living condition is.
No.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter
Like,
your
God
skin
is
color.
going to send people.
God
is sending people. Because so the scripture starts off with there was a man sent from God.
So what if, like, I know everybody likes to say they're this, they're that. What if Heinz 57s? Well, guys, listen, Heinz 57s, y'all. If you don't know what that means it is basically a breed of dog that is it just has tons of different bloodlines. Like, it's like a mixture of
right.
You name it, it could be a mixture of a dog.
Right.
Now you can't just have 2 breeds because they start making weird names. I'm talking like 5, 6. Let's say 12 different bloodlines.
Right.
You get what I'm going?
Yeah.
12 different bloodlines.
What is that?
All mixed into one. That's a Heinz 57.
Right.
That is the children of God. That's where he planted his seed by God.
When I look at Genesis 12, when it says that all families of the earth will be blessed, and I look at God's format, he took Abraham out of his father's house. Like, God's into that. So he's correcting the human species within the human species. Now, this is a natural thing. Watch this. What's an antivirus?
Something that kills virus.
An antivirus is a weakened version of the virus.
Right.
So they literally put the virus back in you to stimulate your immune system, right? So it's the same concept. When God takes us out of our family, out of our paganism, out of our sin, and to the world we look foolish, to the world we look weak, to the world we look this, but then we enter back into the world, go into the world, share with the gospel. So now we are a weakened version of mankind. Why would we be a weakened version of mankind? Because we are not puffed up with pride. We're not puffed up. Now we are broken, contrite, humble, usable by God. So we go back into, and then we become the cure because we have him fixing things through us. That's how his word enters into this realm.
And how do we do that? With love, compassion, and understanding.
Where everyone else is going to be violent and rough.
They want, like, and don't get me wrong, we're not going to be like great, like perfect at it all the time, guys. But when I say, like, we should always show mercy as we expect mercy. We should show love as we expect love. We should forgive as we wish to be forgiven. Like, guys, you can tie most, like, if not all that, right into scripture. We do unto others as we want done unto us.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? When I look at this situation here, Blue Squad, yo, these people have no intention on.
But what's our intention?
No, this is what my point is. This is the time for real leadership to rise up like never before. Lisa said, and Satan has been corrupting the blood. You know what I mean? Like, it's true. It's true. It's true. She's absolutely right.
But he can't mess with God's people.
No, because because remember, we live by faith, not by sight. Which by living by faith changes your worldview. And when the enemy can't get into that garden, like you just said, that's how he tries to get in. The word changes your worldview. Your worldview. Watch this. When your worldview change, you'll change what you eat.
Mm-hmm.
You'll change. You'll start to, dude. You get a piece that surpasses it. You'll change what you watch. All this stuff affects your development. So when God talks about turning us into the image of God, it's not an analogy.
No.
He's really trying to perfect our body, our mind, every dimension that we express our humanity. God's like, I want that influence.
Every single moment of every single day. Do you want to know how you're a child of God? When the only thing you can think about is God.
Is serving God, yeah. And I know that in this culture, it's like, that's hard to believe, but what's funny is the same people that think that it's hard to believe are the
you done a commercial this whole time?
Oh, yeah. You're funny.
Ann's gonna be here.
So yeah, let's say it live on air.
What? Ann, I love you, Ann.
Yeah.
It's not my fault.
Cut the commercial. Cut the commercial. Oh no. Oh, I can't believe you just did that.
What? I'm just asking. Listen, you're gonna get in trouble.
I'm in trouble now. Let me go.
You're gonna be in trouble.
Hold on. It was like, either way, whether I said something on live air or not, I was going to get in trouble. But let me cut the commercial.
Time out, just real quick. 5 seconds.
I got to play a song. All right.
Are you still live? Oh.
Yeah, I'm so fired. But it's all good.
This is, you want me to try to do this stuff?
Huh?
You want me to do that stuff by myself?
Do what?
Like, you see the problem?
What?
Like, we've been doing this for 3 hours.
What do you mean?
Like, 3 hours.
Oh, no. What I'm saying is that, but with certain people like Cole and Daniels and these. Oh, okay.
Now, what is she saying exactly?
No, she's saying that like it's hard to.
It's hard.
Yeah,
but it does not mean it's impossible. Now, look, just because, listen, I'll tell you the same thing. I'll tell everybody the same thing I tell everybody. Like, just because you forgive somebody and you show them compassion and you show them mercy does not mean you allow them to be a part of your life. Like, do I believe that we should be standing up and fighting against this corruption? 100%. Now, we should also be capable and willing to establish a foundation.
And that's what she said. It's the only way is for real leadership to rise up.
But that doesn't mean that we lower ourselves to their standards. That's my thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't need what? What's he saying?
I'm done. I'm done.
But we have to.
I know what she's saying.
Oh,
so,
I know.
To sit there and lie and say it's easy, that would be a lie. But
yeah, that would be a lie.
Like, guys, you have to. Here we go.
Dude.
Yeah, it is Madison. It goes Madison.
What? I know you gonna touch a low road.
Everything. Marines, man.
Jeez. Oh, dude, I don't know if you caught the comment,
brother.
Like, he's like, well, if they go low, I'm
no.
going even lower.
Yeah.
I'm like, fine, I'll go high, you go low, and God can catch them in the middle.
Man.
But no, but this is what I mean, though, God.
Marines,
As children of God, dude, we are held to a higher standard, is what I'm saying. Like, I love you guys.
He's like, and Madison's saying, and I'll take the low part of the standard. Like, just.
But even the low part of God's standard is still higher than theirs. Like, that's what I mean. Like, that's the hard part for it. Like, we are meant to be that example of love, compassion, and understanding. Doesn't mean that we accept the depravity of our enemy, but we don't sink ourselves to them. That's the difference. And that's what we have to do. We have to find ourselves being where God intended us to be, and that's elevated above the offense and the atrocities of this world and showing people how we are supposed to be doing it.
But Marines have their own.
But nothing!
No, Marines
but God!
Marines go kill them all and
I
God
agree,
sort them out.
And Lisa, I agree 100%. It's not easy, but I promise you, practice makes perfect, right?
Yeah.
Like anything, even this Marine understands.
So I went to the nitty gritty. It's like, man, one thing that blows my mind is Yeshua's on the cross, like while they're putting
exactly
in. It's just like, man, we can play around everything, but when you get down to it, it's just like, dude, while they were wild,
not
Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Was wild
as his back has been lashed, set against a splintery wooden cross, being nailed hands and feet with a crown of thorns upon his head, says, "Forgive them, for they know not what they do."
Yeah, and I play this game like, if God asked me to save the world, how far could I, right? Without,
I'd go to the cross.
So I could make it to the cross. I have full confidence that I love people enough to say I can make it to the cross. Here's where I would fail: when they start mocking me while they it's good for you. I'm saying where I would do something crazy. I would just show up behind them and be like, you know what, I'm done. Like who's laughing now? Like I would just boom. It was like boom. Like, they were like, and all this is how the scripture would read. And all of a sudden, one of the Pharisees were on the cross. Like, who's the joke now, buddy? That's so messed up. But I would have told him, like, because I know my flaw, that caring what people think is like, oh, that's what that looks like. And you know how you did the whole thing about what are you trading Christ with the nickel?
Yeah, the 30 pieces of silver. Yeah,
I was like
30 pieces of silver.
So I was like, what would get you down from the cross? Because that's the thing that you need to work on. Whatever it is that would make you want to come down from that cross, whether it's like you're the one that joked me when I was a kid, I got to come down from the cross for that, or like what reason could God ask you to save the world, no matter how much they abused you, no matter how much they treat? Because that's actually what he's asking.
That is exactly what he's asking.
He's saying,
"Are you willing?
Yeah.
Are you capable of letting go of all your pride, all your ego, all your self-esteem, all your glory, all of you? Are you capable of letting go?" Like, I can tell you right now, the only thing that I would probably be hesitant are my children, those I love. And let me tell you something, I've already let them go.
Oh, thank you so much, Lisa, for that.
What?
She was like, but love doesn't always mean we have to be.
Oh, no. Oh, amen.
Kind, but it's polite. We don't have to.
Listen.
It's straightforward. Oh, whoa.
I was about to say,
yeah,
Lisa.
Yeah, we're good.
Listen. Oh, 100%. You can ask dude. I'm 100% on being brash.
Yeah, because
it's straight, but I don't need to cuss you. I don't need to demean you. I need to just cut you with the word.
Because the thing is that just I saw when you tell somebody the truth. All right, watch this. So I'm gonna be real. I know Madison doesn't care, but and I know and I don't know if it's, I hate that uncomfortable tension. So what I do, especially if it's like around people and stuff, right? Because I know how people struggle with truth, right? So I'll watch somebody make a horrible, like say a racist comment or something like that. I'm like, and I'll laugh and be like, okay, I'm gonna talk to them about that later. Like, hey man, because I didn't want to create this, So what happens is I noticed that then there's like this argument, like, oh, it wasn't this. I'm like, but I'm trying to tell you the way it can come off. Like you just, like one time, get ready, folks. This is what I'm talking about. I go to my friend's party, and me being rock and roll lifestyle, I was often the only black dude in a lot of places. So my boy puts his arm around. He goes, "Hey, look what I brought." You know what I mean? And then he says the N word. He goes, "Look what I brought." He says the N word. Like, everybody was like, "Hey," and I was just like, "Okay, so I'm gonna have to talk about this later." But I laughed it off. The whole time I'm thinking about locking these guys in and burning the apartment down,
I
right?
think I would have.
So the more we start drinking, right? The more we started drinking, the more people start asking questions about black people. So I spent the whole night having to deal with these questions, like, why do black people do this? Why do black people do this? Why do black people do this? So I'm spending the whole night, and I'm just like, I'm trying to drink to the point where I can't talk anymore, and it's so shocking that I just stayed sober the whole time. I'm just like, well, it's actually not that. Or someone would say, hey, man, I got a black joke. And then and I'm sitting there going like, oh man, I got to kill these people. You know what I mean? And so, but it's all because, and I'm like, so I'm angry. I'm like mad. I'm going inside. I'm talking like, God, how did this happen? How did this happen? How did I end up in this situation? Why are they saying this? And I'm really mad. And God's like, you went in the party. You laughed.
Yep.
You should have said, hey, man, I don't joke like that. But because you were concerned more about the tension, you entered into the situation.
Yep.
And then I was just like, wait, the guy, that's the description of a punk. He's like, I know, right? I know, right? But
Well, I mean, this is where,
and I'm saying this to everybody. When you tolerate ignorance, you're giving ignorance a platform.
I mean, on all sides.
Yeah.
You remember what I was telling you? Like the woman that was standing up for us one day?
Yeah.
But I'm like, you're still gossiping.
Right.
I don't care if you're on my side. You're still gossiping.
Right.
Unless you know it for a fact and have the evidence, you cannot speak against it or speak towards it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I remember? You remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, we have to be better. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we got to be perfect.
So Madison said establishment of boundaries is paramount.
Yeah.
I hope everybody, I'm going to leave that up there for a minute.
Yeah, I think so.
We're not just talk. Lisa said a must. So now anything I say about blacks and white people and racial issues, I'm also saying about men and women.
Oh yeah. Well, I hope everybody understands when we speak, it's mainly in a general sense. But
on purpose, yeah.
But on purpose, it's just you have to ensure, like for me, I know there's certain things like when Madison wrote what he wrote, I know I can't read that.
Right.
Even reading it still ain't right.
I mean, you said it in your head because you had to read it. And there's an argument. There's an argument online right now about if you read it in your head.
What?
There's an argument.
Listen, then don't write it and you don't say it. Listen, I can do.
There's literally an argument.
Dude,
I promise you, there's literally an argument on
the first time you ever said that in front of me. What did I say to you?
Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't care.
Bro, white people don't tell me what to do though.
Listen.
Those days are over.
But white Jesus though.
Yeah, but white Jesus though. It made you think twice, didn't it? White Jesus said. But
wait a minute, I got it.
But seriously, this I gotta get to this boundary situation. Everything. So we're all fathers of daughters.
Yeah.
Okay, so Madison, you myself, Lisa, I don't know your situation, and everybody else up here, I don't know. I'm saying I don't know that. No, I'm saying I don't know. I'm saying I don't know her situation as in I don't know if she has sons or. But that was good because the continuity of the sentence. You caught that. That's that sense of humor. Not acknowledging that right now. I'm not. So
trying to be serious.
Here's the deal.
Focus.
Here's the deal. Anything I say racially, if you take out black and white and put male and female and insert those, do this in your mind. Say something you've heard about black people and white people, and then insert male and female, because there's a gender conversation that needs to be had too.
Oh, yeah.
And when I saw establishment of boundaries, like if you are a parent of daughters, you do not want your daughter. She said, I have daughters. Okay, watch this. Does your daughter have to be nice to every man?
Nope.
You see what I'm saying?
Nope.
Just because it's a man, it's like, would you ever, like, you can clearly see this dude's a broken person and even dangerous. Do you say, well, honey, we got to be nice to men? At what point can women, say, I have to protect myself from the dangerous men out there?
Ooh.
You see what I mean? The same way, see, she said, heck no. And I'm pretty sure Madison.
I'm pretty sure he's got something.
Because he has two. So it's like,
I got two daughters.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I got two too, but it's like,
I would tell you, dude, the simple fact is no. But I don't think you have to be nice to anybody.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, dude, this is what
boundaries is important, folks.
I've been drugged.
Right.
By an older woman. So I get it. Like, there are evil, corrupt, disgusting individuals out there. Knowing the difference is key. But to protect yourself, no, you should never be teaching your daughters, your sons. You should not teach anyone.
And we mess up so bad when they're little. Like when the kid does, like if your kid is not feeling someone, just be like, all right, man, she ain't feeling you.
Yeah.
Anyway, how you been? It's good to see you.
Yeah.
If your kid's holding on to your leg or somebody, just let it happen. And I'm not saying train them in fear, but let them be comfortable with having boundaries. Like, hey, this person creeps me out. I don't want to be around them. You know what I mean? Dude, because if you start forcing your kids to go, oh no, you be nice, then now you're dismantling their discernment.
Mm-hmm.
They're not developing their discernment, they're dismantling it.
Because I'm trying not to get too deep, but even wrong discernment develops your discernment.
Right.
You see what I'm getting at? Like,
right.
Right.
He said, my daughters have a daddy.
Well, I mean, but this is what I mean. Like,
yeah.
even bad discernment shows you where you needed correction.
Right.
Because even though conversation you and I'll have probably later on, but this is that thought process. Like, I would prefer them making mistakes on their own and not teaching them, okay, well, you should fear everything. But they should understand that I will teach them, look, this is what you should be looking for. This is these thought processes. This is where you should be keeping your, and I will make sure that I align myself to show them this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be like, hey, listen, you need to love everybody and treat everybody this way and that way. No, that is foolishness in itself. Even God tells us to be as wise as the serpents and as peaceful as doves.
So here's the thing. What sucks, man, is that what is happening in our school system, they are grooming a generation. And I know, guys, not every challenge against modern culture is a conspiracy theory, because they make it seem like don't challenge anything. That's why you're a flat earther.
Dude, I challenge everything.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm starting to begin to wonder if Madison's a man or a woman.
Whoa, Madison, stand down. He's a joke. He's joke, dude.
What?
Sometimes you take too many risks.
Listen,
shocked.
Listen. If you not come to the realization Madison loves me,
oh no, he
doesn't mean he won't shoot me, but he loves me.
Oh, okay, then that's different.
Yeah.
As long as you know he'll shoot you, then I'm cool.
Listen, I just gotta be able to dodge the bullet.
I told you I just hated the tension. My concern is that I don't want you to think that he's okay with certain jokes when I'm like, he'll shoot you. But as long as you know, it's fine. but he's so Madison. So it's suicide by Madison Downs. Like lean forward. How did Lee die? Suicide by Madison Downs.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
He kept joking. Like death by cop.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Right.
I'll joke to the
This is how did Lee Ford die? Made too many jokes to Madison Downs. Oh, he didn't want to be here anymore. That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
I mean,
he was like, Madison, do not let him be the reason. He was like, Duke, he really wanted to be with Jesus.
Send me home, buddy. Send me home.
Madison, you are not a taxi cab to heaven. You know, just,
No longer.
everybody, if you want to find a fast way to heaven, find Jesus and make Madison Downs angry. And next thing you know, you're standing before the Lord. Happy as all. Do not. No, Madison's a great guy.
Exactly. He just showing love.
Jesus.
He just gave me a tight bear hug and didn't let go
Right,
until I
bro.
stopped breathing.
That's like, I would just hate to be standing over here at your funeral, just like, it didn't have to be this way.
But you know what's bad? I'm gonna make someone write it. Say yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Oh man. He said Joe Mama. Let's see what this guy's talking about. He's probably gonna say something crazy. But anyway, it's probably the guy that I don't know. Maybe it's the guy that made the video about my mom or something like that. I don't know. Who knows? But we're gonna have some fun. But here's my thing about
I did see one with Trump on there.
Joe
Same photo.
with the same
Coming soon.
Trump.
Yeah, something on Trump.
I didn't see that. With the same photo of me.
Yeah.
There's another one out there.
Yeah.
Oh, they're launching them. That's cool.
I think this one was just meant to be.
Yeah, that's cool. Dude, listen, I embrace attacks. It's a maturing process, you know what I mean? But I gotta say this, guys. Reality is, Madison said no, because this is not a joke.
Oh yeah, I'll do it.
Man, woman. This is what he said. Establishing boundaries and fair. So I'm going to say this to my daughters out there, all the women out there. So it's like
Daughters and sons, man. Listen.
no, I'm just talking about this one part. I'm specifically talking about this. The reason why I'm saying this is because I know that society tells you have to smile because you look friendly. Don't let society dismantle you, ladies. If you're focused, because that's the thing is that if you're in your zone and you're focused and you're not smiling, trying to be, because that creates a lot of pressure on you guys. If you're a female out there, let me know what you think about what I'm saying. Like, are you told all the time, smile, make yourself? It's like, dude, you're allowed to have other facial expressions. You're allowed to have a focused facial expression. I've had people tell me all the time that they're like, what, how come men aren't told to smile all the time? You know what I mean? And it's like, why is it okay for men to have a straight face? And I think that there's still a lingering of female oppression that takes place. Oh, yeah. Now, I ain't talking about the women's lib movement. I ain't talking about exaggerations. I am talking about, but right. Well, because I'm talking about this. Remember, I said oppression leads to rebellion, and so it just swings back and forth. Oppression, but it's like women are always told, show yourself friendly. It's like, but why can't a woman be assertive? Yeah. If she's focused, why can't a woman be focused? Right. Why can't she be, determined and focused and dedicated and committed? It doesn't always have to be like, how are y'all?
You want to meet a real woman of God?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And this is what it comes down to for men. Because I can't have, because first of all, when you become a mother, you want those skills developed. You don't want to tell your children that, like I said, they have to be, nice to everyone. I'm not. Lisa said, "Yeah, I'm not a smiler, and neither is my daughter." And our focused face looks angry. We're Italian too. Okay, so see, that's what I'm saying. There's a real thing there. Like, it's like, why are people intimidated by a woman that's not smiling? You know what I mean? Now, I know those vicious things on the school board thing. You know what I mean? A lot of those, that was just viciousness. That's from the Marxism. Yeah. The I hate men thing. And I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that extreme. It's just like I said, the black and white thing, the woman and female.
Being
the man and woman.
polite and being nice are different. Like, I can be polite to you and not be nice to you.
Okay, let me ask you this. when you read the Bible,
Mhm.
do you see a polite Jesus?
Do I?
See,
What?
I don't. I see an assertive Jesus.
That's polite. No, no. See, this is where
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
you're twisting the idea of nice and polite. This is what I'm saying. I don't have to be nice.
Good
I
stuff.
can be polite and assert who I am.
Good stuff.
Assert what God has called me
That's
to do.
exactly right. And this is what I'm talking about, getting our words back. Every word has its own lane, folks. And this is something that American has always struggled with, because don't forget, even our language is stolen, right? You know what I mean? Even our language is stolen. So it's a merger of all different cultures, right?
Oh, my Bible.
So you can be polite and not nice.
Yeah.
You don't have to be nice. Matter of fact, unfortunately, people don't know how to handle niceness without taking advantage of you.
Yeah.
They won't take you seriously with nice. Assertive, you can be polite and assertive.
It's kind of how I am with you some days. Oh, listen. Duke knows I love him. The big fan. Well, I'm just saying. I mean, some days Duke gets a little bit more of a Duke.
Because here's the thing. No, what he just did right now, this is what I'm trying to. What he just did was protect me the way I'm trying to protect everybody else from using wrong words, because they words stay the same, but meanings have merged.
Exactly. Speak the truth in love.
Yeah. So
sometimes that comes off as
he's in the light. So watch this. Watch this. I want to show you something, right? You do see a polite Jesus. I can honestly say that.
Yeah.
But he says what he means.
Yeah.
Okay, watch this. Can you come over for dinner tonight? No. Why? Because I don't want to.
That's polite.
That's polite.
Being honest. Honesty is being polite.
Hold on. Oh. Guys, I want to know what everybody has to say, because I'm about to say something for the first time that sounds crazy, and I need everybody to like rock with me. I like to see what we're gonna do.
I gotta do some gymnastics here.
Okay. All right, y'all ready?
Let's see what the Duke's gonna say.
Being nice is a platform for demonic activity.
Yep.
Eve and Lucifer were nice to each other, and it led to the deception of mankind.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I'm freaking out right now. I'm so scared.
Yes.
I'm so scared.
Yes. And yes.
I'm so scared.
This is why he comes as an angel of light. This is why he uses the things that make people all good. Everything that is good is not God.
Being nice is directly connected to romance, which Roman culture, say what you don't mean because it sounds nice and seducing, words that mean nothing, you know what I mean? It just pull you in, and you just get seduced by the words, and you know what I mean? It's like being, Lisa said, yep. Because the reason why is because
crayons.
But here's the thing. Being nice is a platform for cowardism. Because it's like, I didn't hurt that feeling. Being nice is how I ended up in that party.
Yeah. That's being nice is the reason why the party reacted the way it did to you. If you would have been polite and respected yourself,
right?
Matter of fact, you were just being
because I didn't set the boundaries that he just talked about.
Exactly.
So
boundaries are necessary in life. Right? People need to understand.
So Lee's only been here for a little while, and he's kind of seen how people respond to me, and it's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I don't deal well with him.
It's hilarious how he responds to people who have, see me, and so Janet Oh man, guys, such a blessing. That Jan's here. See this here?
Yeah,
Oh, you heard about that? Hey, she brought Truman. Can you show everybody Truman? You guys see Truman. He's right here. Look at Truman. Oh, it's Truman. That's too cool. Too cool. You know what I mean? I can't believe she showed up while we're talking about this. Boundaries.
Oh
yeah.
So it's not just like, so I was told a story. It's about, I was just like, wherever you hear the conversation about black and white, you can also enter male and female. It's just the tension, the conversation that we're not like we're not having it. We're just assuming things, and a lot of boundaries can get crossed. And so I told a story about how I went to this party and I was the only black guy, and my friend goes, "Look what I brought," and then he says the N-word. And so I laugh, go into the party, spend the rest of the time answering questions, having to hear black jokes and this and this and this. And when I started yelling at God, like, how did I end up in this situation? Why would you put me in this situation? He showed me that I laughed at the joke and I went into the party. Like I said, and then I'm going, I caused this? You know what I mean? You're like, sign it in the right place.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah,
Time out,
I got
yeah.
you. We'll be right back, guys. Yeah, well, I can't cut
Possibly.
the shit.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not gonna rush this time.
Yeah, so I guess.
Yep. And
I
I can
won't,
see.
I won't keep you long.
Yep.
This is,
We got to focus. That's why we're
you got to focus.
Yeah.
gonna let him focus. That's what happened this morning. A little mine was split both ways.
Yeah, and Lee wants Goodview to pay, and he can't without this form.
Yeah.
That's what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay, you
Yeah, I
got it.
got you.
Okay, Duke, I brought this for you. So, have you had those?
No.
Okay, so I'm giving you a taste, a sample. I'm going to give these out at my booth because one of the best first habits is to stop sugary drinks. And that means not diet sodas, because the evidence shows that if you switch to diet sodas, you consume more food.
I believe that. I know that that's true.
So this is another tidbit of advice about habits. It's good to switch habits rather than try to quit a habit. So replace one habit for another. So if I drink sodas for lunch,
Mhm. Wait, what? I like it.
Yeah, I know you do. Okay, so
I like it.
so I'm giving these out as my booth gifts.
Gotcha.
Okay,
I really like it.
I know you do. I did something good.
You
for you.
did- yeah,
I
yeah.
gave you a gift today.
Yeah, you did. You did.
Okay, so I'm going to have these in my booth,
That's smart.
and I'm going to give them away, but they're for people in your booth too.
Gotcha.
Wants anyway. So I'm going to have a little mini fridge in my booth.
What people just like, give me one. I want.
So the last piece of detail before I head out, I'm not sure we ordered enough electricity.
Okay.
So we ordered it yesterday. You guys need to connect about the electrical in the booth.
Got it.
So if we don't have money to buy the TV with a good from the Goodview account today, let's cancel 3:00.
Okay.
And I was going to get you to help me buy a square. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's easy.
I'm not sure I actually need you to do that. It's just something I know nothing about. But
Yeah, the squares are great. Though. They're
so
great.
I need a square. We're in the crunch time get into NRB right now. So I'm going to walk away and let you finish do what you're doing here. But we're going to cancel 3:00. Those are available at Food Lion. There's also a couple other brands. One's Bubbly, B-U-B.
I know why those you do it. You don't know. He only drinks Dr. Pepper, but so
It's vegan.
But,
bubbly. Got it.
and so I think the Food Lion ones are just as good. They come in a 12-pack. They're cheaper.
Yeah.
And they're good. They're really good. And they come in
This
tons.
is really good.
Okay. And
What
Truman's
is Truman, by the way?
What is he?
Scottish Yorkie.
Oh, he is he's a white schnauzer, but he's off.
Schnauzer.
He's off to the hospital. I got
Yeah.
because he has to clock his hours. I wouldn't do this if I wasn't trying.
Just real quick, can you drop a word real quick about boundaries?
No.
That's it. Right
Boundaries.
there, boundaries. Gotta go. Set
That's the
aside.
word.
Gotta go. Dude, that's hilarious.
No, no, yes, be yes.
Is that your no?
God bless. Bye. Boundaries. She's like, nope, gotta go.
That is hilarious.
Boundaries.
Oh my goodness.
And then,
Oh, yeah, dude, we're not on radio.
Oh.
That is hilarious. Boundaries. She said boundaries. I was like, did you drop a quick word about boundaries? She said, no.
that's it, dude. That's what it means. Like
Nobody died.
when Christ says, "Let your," or was it Christ? Who said, yeah, let your yes be yes and
You
your
know
no be
me
no.
know.
Like people really don't understand. Like that's why.
Hold on for a second. I want to know from you guys. Why do you think it's so hard to set boundaries? And why is it that it's so easy for us to worry about how other people feel and not, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, I know exactly what you're saying.
Go ahead.
Oh, you want me to answer? I thought you
I
wanted to know.
want to know from them, but
Well,
you know,
to me,
yeah,
dude,
thank
it's easy because let's speak to Janet. For me, it's easy to look at because I was always told that my feelings don't matter. I don't matter, and I know I can only imagine that's actually how it's been for a lot of us out here. A lot of times, we're supposed to make other people comfortable. We're supposed to make other people happy. We're supposed to make everybody else, and our feelings and our boundaries are all.
no, I want you to finish because it's matching up perfect.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
Like
I mean,
she
exactly what you're
said.
saying. It's the whole point. Is like we're made to look at other people. Here's Jack. Thanks for telling me that.
Oh, dude, I love it when you look crazy. I know he's crazy, y'all.
Yeah.
They're like, we're afraid he's crazy. He is.
I am crazy.
You're only not.
But no, I mean that's exactly what it is, though. Like we're told, like everybody else matters, but we don't. And that is that people pleasing. That's exactly where it lines up with. That's that whole idea. So whenever you stop, you get away from that mentality and you start living for God, you start to see you do matter. Your feelings, your thoughts, you matter. God tells you straight up, I love you. I fearfully and wonderfully made you. You matter. Now, the people you're surrounding yourself with, do you matter to them just as much as you want them? They matter to you. Because my opinion should matter to you just as much as your opinion matters to me, not in a way that it affects me. How do I put this? On a internal level, like I don't know how to put it. It's like your opinion. Like if you looked at me and said, "Lee, dude, brother, I love you, dude, but this right here, no go." That opinion would matter to me. Why?
Is it relational?
Yeah, that's the whole point. Like you want to have a relational aspect, but you at the same time, you know how I am too. If you tell me don't do something, how am I? I'm most likely going to do it. You know, if you tell me not to do it or tell me to do it, if you tell me something, tell me to do this or not do it, I'm probably either going to do it or not do it. And but that's just who I am. I mean,
So here's the thing. Lisa is killing it right now.
Yeah.
Because this is the type of stuff that we really need to be talking about. I don't know why the church, it's almost like the church is scared to talk about it a lot of times. But if you don't, people will run your life if you're trying to make everybody happy. I mean, I did it. I mean, I'm saying I did it.
You did it?
Yeah. I'm talking about I did this thing where I tried to make everybody happy. Oh no, I don't do it anymore. Right now, I'm trying to do. I'm on a search right now, trying to find the right people to connect with. And so because I understand how people have been mishandled, I can see how it looks the same. I give people the benefit of the doubt. Now, my issue is that I'm a loyalist. It's not that I'm trying to make everybody
That's the
happy.
problem.
Is that I connect. When I connect you, I'm connecting you. So no matter how many times you sabotage me, I'm like, but and I'm going to tell you where that came in, and it's real simple. With my brother,
Yeah, but it's
so
wrong, but-
because I was built to be a brother, but most people,
it's wrong.
yeah,
I'm sorry. I mean, I don't care. Like, dude, I don't know how to say this nicely. I'm just gonna say it. You have to
you
be able-
can't. We just talked about this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how to say it nicely. I really don't. I don't know how to say it. That sometimes you just got to cut people out. Sometimes you just got to be done. Now, does that mean that instantly you're done with them? No.
This is just true, folks.
But after you watch and you pay attention, what are they doing? Are they trying to lift you up, or are they only wanting you to lift them up? And every time you stick your hand up, are they trying to pick you up with them, or are they just letting you lay there? Like, no, just give me a minute. I need you to do this for me. I need this for me. I need this for me. Are they me, or us? Are they about themselves? Are they about the kingdom?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll tie this all in, dude.
No, dude, you're
Like,
on
this
it.
is my whole point with people. Like, people don't understand my mentality because I'll drop you in a heartbeat.
Right.
Straight up. I don't care who you are. Family, friends, people I've known my whole life. Especially now. Because I know who got me.
So when I look at, and we saw this situation, let USBS, be focused.
Yeah.
Don't be, so when there was this time where Yeshua was preaching and his family
Yeah.
came up and they thought they were helping. They were saying, okay, the people aren't listening. Come on. And then the people used that and said, even your own family is not listening to you. And he said, my mother and sister
Brother,
and brothers do the will of God. And it was like, whoa,
the will of the Father.
do the will of the Father. So it's like, even he had an opportunity to. It's only like know your lane.
This is what people need to, like I said, this is.
Oh yeah, for sure. So Lisa says, I learned to love and appreciate constructive criticism. So here's the thing, is that
Constructive
if
is
you're
the key word there, though.
if you are above correction, and if you're afraid to correct people, not only your friend's not friend, but you're also not a friend. You know what I mean? You're just not like if you can say you love somebody, but then and not help them become better people and grow. And so I think this trying to avoid conflict thing doesn't.
Trying to be nice.
Trying to be nice, and that's what I'm saying. It's another platform. Trying to avoid conflict.
This is most churches now. You got to be nice.
He just said, I tried to tell everything in, and you sure did.
What?
Oh, that was
Oh,
time.
I forgive him.
No, just trying to be nice thing. Like
No, I'm just saying. I mean, it is though. This is the mentality though. You have to accept them. You have to. No, I have to understand them. I don't have to accept them.
that's true. No, because listen, man, listen.
Hey, Linda.
Having a understanding someone means that I hear your thought process. I now know how you came to the conclusion of your error.
Yeah.
Like I remember when my math teacher would show me where I went wrong and goes, oh, I see what you did here. And we tracked it down to you need to start over. you need to learn the whole thing over. It's like, oh, you understood the process of what
You
happened.
messed up by trying to divide when you should have multiplied
Yeah, it's like
at the very beginning.
So it was like so you did this and you did. She was like, oh, I see. I'll never forget it because it was hilarious, guys. I'm not lying. This is what she does.
What's she gonna say?
This is
I know who to trust.
when they correct me
That when they
or not agree with everything I say and help me see it.
Yeah.
See that. So watch. I want to show you something.
exactly.
This is what my math teacher did, right? This guy. So it was amazing. We were going through it. She got the pen and she's like, I see this. I see what you did here. I see what you did here. Right. She goes, I know what the problem is. And then she tapped my head. She probably gets sued for this today, but she tapped my head and goes, you're not paying attention to anything I'm saying. She was just like, okay, I see this. I see what you did there. What it is that I was
one of my teachers.
in. The thing about not paying attention is you start falling behind. Then the anxiety from not falling behind, like you're trying to keep up and making stuff up as you go along. And so she's just like, she could look and see by the number, like what I came on, like you're not trying and you're not paying attention. So she would sit there and be like, she would show me. So now I'm focused. She was convinced that I could learn it because she's like, I saw what you can do when you focus. So even though we're studying math, she was like, I'm not buying any excuses from you on why you can't get this. I was trying to convince her that it was too hard, that it was impossible. That it was, she's like, none of that works.
Nope.
I saw you do it when you focus, right? Now, I end up passing, end up learning it, right? Now check this out. I walk out of class angry. This is the flesh. This is how the flesh works. I walk out of class angry. I'm mad at her. I'm angry. You know, like, man, I always spent like a whole hour doing this, and I had to stay after school. And I'm like, I hate tutoring this and that. Not even appreciating what I learned, and that I became more available. You see what I mean? And I said she was mean. She was mean because was the opposite of me. She wasn't nice.
Wasn't nice.
She wouldn't accept
Your excuses. She wouldn't accept your faults. She wouldn't accept you as you were. Kind of like God. He'll accept you as you are, but he understands where you are, but he's going to transform you.
Linda, listen, Linda. You're looking at this face right now. You don't understand how adorable as a kid I was. And how I put the puppy eyes on you. I put the puppy eyes. Madison, let me tell you something. I put the puppy eyes on you as a teacher. And I can't do it. I just can't learn.
Did you see my kid photo?
Oh, dude.
Dude. Listen.
I put the puppy.
Wasn't always this bad.
I hustled so many teachers. Is it going in and out? No, it's my headphones. I hustled so many teachers by making them think like he's just having a hard time. He's struggling. And I just scammed him through. I'm telling you, Madison, I would have had you like, I just can't do it, Mr. Downs. No, seriously, Madison would be like, boy, sit down and learn. No, I don't know.
Him and I. Listen, I used to teach my math teacher.
Oh.
You laugh, you think I'm joking. I'm not.
You used to curse him?
No, I used to teach them.
Oh.
I used to teach my math teacher. Like, this is the problem we would have had. Like, I would have taught you in school. Like, as a fellow
You would have been
student.
one of the student tutors.
No, I can't stand that. I would have just been teaching you in shop class before we went to class.
Gotcha.
Like my whole
at the cafeteria.
My whole algebra class passed algebra, except for me.
Oof.
Because dude, this is how bad it was. Because my teacher hated me that much. Our whole final was like definitions. So she got me. She knew how to get me. She's like, I can't beat him on the math, but I bet I can get him on the definition.
Oh, that's easy.
I was like, you dirty. Because it's just my mind doesn't work in reading, but arithmetic, dude. Like
let me tell you something. We would get nowhere if teachers.
Oh, dude, I used to drive my nut.
No, I'm just saying it. Dude, everything we're saying, isn't it funny that in the higher guys, listen to this. Everything that we're saying in the higher places, they operate like this. Think about it. Well, I mean, they try the good ones of it. So the good teachers know that they have a job to do, and that's to educate these students. They cannot. I'm not saying neglect children's feelings. I'm saying they have to get this education, and they cannot give in to what children want them to. You know what I mean? Yeah. You get my point?
Yeah.
Because children are like, I'm tired. You know. Now I do know that Madison is a teacher, and I do know he said, Duke, you got to be. This is a conversation I want to be careful with. He said, Joe, because I'm saying how I can't. And he says, and have many seats. Like, dude, like if you was in my class, you would sit there and learn. You know what I mean?
I'll be teaching you.
Oh God, dude, keep poking them. He said I'd be teaching you. I would like to see who could like. But so Madison said the same thing you did. He said, dude, I fell in love with math not because I loved it. I don't let nothing beat me. You know, so y'all can be so competitive, and you guys drive me crazy. Y'all be so competitive, like give me the longest multiplication, like we'll see who does it the fastest. I can see you guys being those guys.
Bad. You sitting there writing it out. Most multiplication you shouldn't have to write out.
I don't even understand what you just said. Most multiplication shouldn't have to write out. But what's the biggest equation you've ever done?
I've wrote equations that are like 2 to 3 pages long. Like the highest level of mathematics I've taken was Calc 3. I quit my Calc 3, but college about.
Hey, remember that time you said that the only time you would leave is if I told you to?
Don't say it.
Dude, it almost happened right now. Like, yeah. It almost happened.
I told you, I have over 150 plus credit hours in college. I have enough credit hours to have a master's degree in mathematics.
No, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't want to be friends with you. Because math people just creep me out because they see everything.
But see, this is the thing.
Everything.
Why do you think I don't lead with flat earth? It's because I know how to operate in my gifting.
No,
God's like, listen, I made you really intelligent, but there's some of the stuff you say you just can't say up front. You got to let people get to know you and see that you're actually really smart. Like I have a buddy I talk to now named Nick, and he's like, the first thing I did not bring up flat earth. We had like really deep conversations. Like I showed him my intellect. I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, yeah, the earth is flat. He's like, whoa.
But I liked you. But I like
exactly. He's like, like that. What is this?
Right.
But dude, that's my pastor too, though, dude.
Matt says all my students hated me for like the first 2 weeks. After that, they never wanted to leave my class. So watch this.
Kids hungry for discipline.
Once you don't, when you
structure,
because what I realized when a kid finds out that you can protect them from themselves, they trust you more. When they find out you can teach them things that they thought they couldn't. You know what I mean? Like, listen up, dude. I almost packed up everything to get away from Chris and just left because I was in college. So I was in college, and it was the long equation stuff with the parentheses and the
long division.
No, not long division.
Are you talking about the quadratic equation?
Don't talk to me like that. Don't use that kind of language, dude. This is a Christian. This is God's place here. You don't talk like that because people listening. You don't use that kind of language.
Sorry, I apologize. No, did she just say no boundaries? We're talking about
no boundaries. No. So exactly. So watch what happens. Yeah, you like I said calculus. Dude, so evil. But listen, let me tell you what happened.
Differential equations, Mr.
Dude,
Madison?
Crystal almost like she saw what the teachers were dealing with. I realized that nothing. Like, so I joined the military. One of the biggest reasons I joined the military is when I got to my math class, I was like, yo, I gotta find something. It was easier for me to get shot at, jump out of planes, like all than to sit in the math class. And I was just like, yes, I'll join the military. The recruiter didn't even try. He was like, hey, so
I just want to
I left from college and went to the recruiter office and was like, save me. And they were like, okay, we got one. You know what I mean? He's like, what did you get on your ASVAB? My name.
No, you didn't.
I didn't put junior. And we just had this problem today. I didn't put.
Our Father, who art in heaven.
Yeah, and it came right back around. So here's the thing. Math ran from it. And I'm telling y'all something right now. Ran from it. That's 19. Yeah, out at 22, 23. Yeah, 23. Watch this. 22. I go back to school at 40. What's there waiting for me?
Man.
My last two classes. They were like, we have your credit. You have 2 more math classes. Like, we've been waiting for you, Duke. And I'm like, I just been seeing all these little demon fraction numbers surrounding me.
No.
And I'm like, what kind of demonic stuff is this where numbers and letters are dating each other? Stick with your own kind. You know what I mean? Numbers and letters making out. Like, man, dude.
Ninth grade.
Listen.
9th grade.
Dude, algebra is evil. It is evil. Look, listen to this.
Geometry?
When someone said this, they're like, Duke, you love music too much not to love math.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, do not take music from me because I will never play another. And they're like, dude, time it, like, if you just got to see it. Then I had to let Crystal lead. You know what I mean? Man, listen, guys, I would sleep with the math book over my face, trying to get it by osmosis and spirituality. And it was like, dude,
guys, like this ain't
this is not like, man, you're too grown for this, man. I couldn't tell the difference between me and my son. Because
not too grown. That's having a little bit of faith.
Well, no, there's a little bit of faith in there, which is where I probably got the word from. Because here's what happens. You're just like, I'm like, there's got to be a better way than actually having to sit down and learn it. That's what people do with the word.
That is what they do with the words.
There's got to be
learn it by osmosis.
There's got to be a better. Let's be real, folks. The reason why a lot of us math haters out there, we really just didn't want to take the time to learn it. Let's just be because the reality is we could have learned it. We decided that we focused on our hate of it.
Now that I would agree with. Probabilities and stats, dude.
So let me tell you, I went from hating math to graphing, and I realized my energy level. I'm such an abstract person that I had to lose myself. So I ended up loving it because I was like, let me lose myself versus holding something back. I couldn't get the benefit of it because I was still focusing on me, and that made my limitations. When I let her lead, I just opened up and I could see it. I'm like, whoa. And truthfully, I can see God all in it.
Oh, yeah.
It freaked me out.
He's a mathematician.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, but I'm going to tell you parents something out there. Your kids really can't do these things because fear is talking to them. So one of the things you have to do is get your kids to listen to the instructions over the fear.
So what I'll do, so my son is sophomore, 16. What is that? Sophomore, junior? One of the two. I want to say he's like in the 11th grade, 11th or 10th. Can't remember which one it is. I don't know. All those like 9th to 12th always mixes in. So out of nowhere, him and his girlfriend is whatever. Call me up. And they're like, hey, look, we don't know how to do this. I'll show you the math. I actually have it in that binder. Like, I had to go back and refresh myself on simple geometry stuff.
On simple geometry, really on your way out, bro.
Dude, but the bad part is I'm sitting there as I'm doing it. I'm like, oh, this is so awesome.
Hold on. He said, Oche said, it's not that it's hard. It's the way that it's being taught.
Yeah.
Here in this
country. Dude, yes, yes. No, that's exactly. Do you know what I told my children?
That my college.
I told my children very simply, I can teach you math the right way, but you have to learn it the wrong way from your teachers. Because the problem is if I teach my children how I learned to do math and they go to school, they're getting it wrong because the teachers want to see them do it the incorrect way. Now, they'll come up with the same answer. Maybe. I don't know. I can't do this, whatever stupid math they have now. I don't know what to call it. But this is what I tell my children from a very young age, because math is simple. Math just flows. But the way they've made it,
Dude, man, listen, I'm trying to help you.
that's it, Linda. Here,
You
go ahead. I know. I got
using
it.
too many strong words like math is simple. Dude, dude, I walk. Let me tell you something. I've been in the store.
Did you just
Dude,
call me Duke?
I said, dude.
Oh, that's
Dude,
it.
I've been in the
How you
store.
calling me yourself?
I'm in the store, and the lady goes, I'll never forget this for the rest of my life. I was like maybe 16. I went in the store and just, I got a bunch of stuff, and this is back in the choo-choo days with the credit card and with the,
Oh, yeah.
where cash was normal. And she tells me how much it is, and I was just, I think in whole numbers, like I think I just got paid, so I think I maybe had like a 50, or so I just gave it 50, and she says, so I get stuff and I just leave, right? I think maybe I spent like $15 worth of stuff, and I just gave her 50. I was like, that's all I have. So here's cash. So I just give it away. Then I walk off. And she's like, wait, you don't want to change? Because I thought she was asking, do I know how much change I'm supposed to get? I chose to go like I was a boss or something. I was like, just keep it for yourself. And I walk out. The problem was my mom gave me the money to get her stuff. So like, just keep it for yourself. I didn't know what to do. My mom was like, where's my change? I was like, I had to go back up there and get the change back.
Give me the hammer. Now just give me the hammer. Put your finger.
Right?
I'm gonna do this for your mother.
Like, where's my change? You get my change. I was like, I had to create this whole scene. My mom had to go back and get the change. And it's like, what is that?
That woman does. She got it. Wow.
This is how I tried to avoid.
What is that?
You know,
What is that? Arrogance over confidence,
this.
or would that be pride? No. Yep.
So I will say that insecurity is a form of pride, but insecurity, like it's like why was it? I'm not 16, so it's like why was I insecure? Because I hadn't done what I was supposed to do. This was an issue of studying. I just wouldn't
show yourself
study.
approved.
I just wouldn't study.
Study to show yourself approved.
English reading stuff, that was no problem. It's like, and this is what I mean. Remember you said you have to become comfortable with the uncomfortable?
This is why we can feed each other, dude. You can do the English and crud. I'll do the math.
Right. You're not that guy. You're not going to sit and read a book. I mean, read the Bible. I'm talking about, you're like,
Dude, do you know how? I'll be honest with you. I like to use my Bible that because it reads to me. Like, I'll read the Bible. I've read it multiple times, but preferably, it's dude. I get so easily distracted by something when I'm reading it because my other senses, like, but if I'm hearing it, it's a lot better.
yeah.
But if I'm reading it and if I hear any other noise, I'm like this, like ADHD.
Well, okay, watch this. Watch this. There is a lie going around about math. Like I'm never going to use it my whole life. And it's like, dude, your house is built out of math. You know what I mean?
The world is built out of math.
Right. So, like, guys, I'm telling you right now,
The whole planet.
I get it. You know, but it's the learning part that we don't want to do. You said, "Do stop saying we." The learning part, but it's the want to part. It's the want to.
You have to
learn.
desire it. Like even at a young age, I'll admit 100%. Dude, like me, math has always been easy, but reading. I'm just listen. I'm actually giving you props here. Like reading, dude, it's a different side. It's a different thought process. Like I get so easily distracted when it comes to reading.
You keep passing this back.
Yeah,
and forth.
we
We keep having the hammer back and forth.
Yeah, whack 'em. One day, if someone's gonna hear,
But you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't use a boat without it.
yeah,
We can't
well,
navigate. We can't
well-
fly a plane without it.
yeah. I mean, honestly, let's just be real. Reading is for nothing.
You sound like me when I preached the other day. I was just like, I like the people that agree with me.
I'm not going to argue this fact. You're right. Mathematics is way better than English.
Right. No, but let's be serious though, because I know that math is the great intimidator of many students. But I figured out why. The scripture tells us to not neglect the gift of administration, and math is not euphoric. You know what I mean?
I have to disagree.
It's well, see, what that's what I'm saying is that once I gave myself to it, I saw it. Once I gave it, but it's that initial, it's the regiment.
Answer, dude. To me, it's like God. Like, honestly, this is how I see God. If I ever need an answer, I go to God. So math is like, and that's why I can perceive God in mathematics, because there's always an answer. Now, you might not like it. Trust me, when you start getting imaginary numbers and stuff, and A's and B's and X's and Y's and Z's, I get it. You don't like it, but there's still an answer.
If I walked in here and saw like a long, okay, first of all, let me tell you something.
Dude, you just screwed up. Dude, that's all I'm saying. You just totally screwed up. Because you know I get here early. And I got a lot of time on my hands.
What I was just saying is that I would be so terrified if I walked in and just saw a long division and you were like, get on it. Because I know the me, like I gotta try it. But there's a part where it starts right here on the right side of my brain, and it connects right to, I can tell it starts to crack like a fault line, and it gets to my eye, and then the tear comes out. If I can get past the tear, then we're like, all right, I'm ready to work now. But
you see those in me. What happens when we start talking about God?
You're like, all right, it's hilarious. Terrence Howard. Okay. So this is for you. I'm going to do this for you and all you math people out here. This guy is saying that you're all wrong. I don't know if you guys have known about Terrence Howard. He's an actor.
Oh, yeah, about 1 + 1 = 3. Yeah, I watch this guy. He can eat it. That's just straight up moronic. I mean, don't get me wrong, but this is what I was saying earlier. Confidence. No, it's 1 × 1 = 3, because nothing times itself actually equals itself, which means if you multiply something, it must always equal more.
Listen.
I get what he's saying, but
the same way you're a flat earther, I'm gonna let the man talk. I just want to hear what he has. He said Crystal can't handle it.
I've listened to it. You guys listen away. I gotta go pee. That's what I think about it.
1 × 1 = 1.
All right. So let's see if we can get it. All right.
No. But like I say, this is where confidence is key, though. Because you want to know why? Because the man speaks with such confidence.
1 × 1 = 1.
That's the only thing I'll give him.
Here we go.
Like, he almost had me believe it. Like, almost.
To make more,
Still
right?
jacked up.
Yes.
Is the
Increase
volume
number,
you guys hear?
multiply?
Yes.
How can 1 × 1 = 1 be part of the multiplication table? It fails to satisfy the term multiply. It doesn't multiply, does it? What's an action times an action?
You got some weed.
No, I'm asking you. Honestly, I'm asking reason. Reason. I want you to reason.
I don't know.
What's an action times an action? A reaction, right? Have you
Okay.
ever seen an action times an action without a reaction? Have you? No, because equanimity is the currency of the universe. There's always an action times an action having a reaction. So how can 1 × 1 = 1? How can A times B just be A and not B? What happened to conservation?
Terrence, these are late night conversations.
These are
bro.
no. These
Yeah,
are.
they are.
This is the beginning of our understanding. It should fit. What kind of calculator you got? What kind of phone you
It's
got?
an iPhone,
Okay, go to your calculator.
whatever the new.
No, go to your
Okay.
calculator. Go to your calculator.
All right.
I'm just happy that I get to torture
Yeah, I
you.
got
You too. You got iPhone?
What are we doing?
I want both of y'all to do 2 separate things. I want you to
Crystal,
do the same
my
thing. you
God,
start with.
teary eyes.
Turn it to the
Please
side.
don't believe this.
Okay.
Please. She's like,
All right, now I want you to
I
both
just,
hit the number 2
this is
to
how
go
you
up,
talk, man. It's
calculator
like,
go up.
I mean, like I say, but the
What?
dude
Hit the
speaks with
number
such
two.
confidence.
Go to the square root. It
You
is
can't really
the
deny what
second
he's saying
column
either
from
because
the
it
left,
does
third
mathematically
row.
lines
Have that
up.
squiggly
Yeah.
thing.
All right.
You
One
get
point
So
four.
1.414213562373095.
Yeah. Holy
Now
crap.
I want you two to do two separate things now. Two separate things. I want you to multiply it by 2, hit times 2, equal, don't you do it. And I want you to hit x to the third. X to the third, it's going to be the
Times
third-
3.
No, x to the third.
Okay. I see it.
X to the third.
Yeah, I got you.
Cuban.
All right. 1.1.
No. You didn't hit x to the third.
Yes, I did.
If you hit x to the
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
so
I
go
did
back
that.
again.
Okay,
You
so
keep
now
yours where you are.
Yeah, I'm
2
good.
2
square root
square root.
and hit x to the third.
All right. 2.82.
2.828 4271 2174 6190. The same value you got
Yeah.
by multiplying it by 2.
Yeah.
And he just cubed it. Divide it by 2 again. Both of y'all. Divide
Divide
by 2.
it by 2.
No, divide by 2. Hit equal. Now, cube it again. Hit x to the third.
Yeah.
You see that loop?
Yeah.
That's saying x cubed is equal to 2x, which is equal to x plus x. That's an unnatural equation. That's a mathematical fallacy. And that's the beginning of your math. That's how I invented tangential flight, because your math, someone programmed that lie in there and lied to you,
Guess
you
what?
and everyone. And
There's only one reason why I'll say he's correct.
all your fundamentals.
We live on a
are-
flat Earth. The math we've been taught.
And we're up, guys. The lead's going.
I'm just saying, this is
We
why I
said
can say that there is a possibility of the flat Earth. Why? Because our math that we've been taught, look at NASA's math. Look at their mathematics for flight patterns. Look at their math. There's math that we don't understand and we've not been taught. But they know it. There's most pilots that know that we flat. They do math on a flat Earth. They do it. They know.
No,
They
listen,
know.
I'm not laughing at you, by the way.
Oh, I know.
But I
Oh, I
am.
know, it's
I'm laughing
hilarious.
because it's fun, and I'm laughing
Oh, I love
because
I can imagine how many people
Because-
like boom.
when I think about this is what I honestly
Mm.
think about how much more knowledge God had that he would give, and like Jesus was able to do things because of what he knew he
Mm.
was capable of doing, that humans were capable of doing. So he invites Peter to walk on water.
Mhm.
Like when I think about all the limitations that we put on ourselves based on what we know and don't know, like
Come to the flat Earth.
that was good. He had that intense look, and I saw it. I just saw white Jesus walking on water with Lee's face on it. I just saw it right. Listen, folks, I have a movie mind, and so when he was like, I just saw white Jesus walking on water with Lee. I was like, yes, white Jesus, how's it coming? How's it coming? I get one white Jesus joke a day.
That's
That was the one. But you handed me that one.
That
That
wasn't
was a joke.
intentional though.
He said,
Actually, I mean, I guess subconsciously.
Dude, I saw you
I would-
lean in and you lean
I
in.
actually- I actually gotta say it probably was
No,
subconscious.
that
I think I probably drew
you
that
set
one
me
out a
up.
little
You
bit.
set me up for that one. But
But you used
hold
it,
on,
so.
hold on. Wait, she said.
Oh.
Lisa said, "Listen, Yeshua was a carpenter. Math,
Bam!
bottom
Actually, he was a craftsman.
Yeah.
Not
This is a
not
carpenter.
just a carpenter, but he was a craftsman, which
brick
means
mason in there,
brick
all that,
masons,
yeah, all that is in
stone masonry, all
Yeah.
that stuff, which mathematics is
there.
required.
No matter what you do, it's in
God
there.
built the ark. Mathematics was required.
Guys, I want to tell y'all something.
What's up?
If God had asked me to build the ark,
You think Noah wasn't feeling the same way?
we would be giraffes right now. We'd be intelligent giraffes. No, I think I would have pulled it out. I think I
You want to know how you would have done it? God would have been like, "Listen, this is the math.
Yeah.
Do
It's
it. Shut up and do it."
What he just said, when he said, "Shut up and do it,"
Mhm.
that's what. No, okay, that's how we have to do our kids and our
No.
but it's like that. That's the concept. Get the doubt out of your head you can do this.
Guys,
I tried to convince Madison one time. I was like, dude, there's nothing I can do. I can't learn it. He was like, dude, like
speaking death,
like,
yeah.
word vomit.
Yeah.
Word vomit, folks.
You, sir.
You know what I mean?
Still working on this all these years.
Oh.
I'm going to chop you in the throat next time.
No, so here's the deal.
No,
I'm not scared.
No, that's the deal.
I'm not scared. I'm not scared anymore.
About
Because
getting chopped in the throat? I hope you're not.
oh no, I'm saying I'm not scared
When you
about.
speak death,
I'm not scared about. I'm not scared about being uncomfortable anymore when it comes to things that I think I should know by now. Like now I'm old enough to know, hey, Duke, everybody had their battle with math. It's just some believe the truth and some believe that they couldn't do it. But everybody can do it. That's the bottom line. Everybody can.
Not everybody can read.
It's like what? It's like what did you take? What did you take the time? What did you take the time to do? You know, you will learn what you want. That's the first thing. So let's deal with that. And I think that if there's any teachers out there, I'd love to hear from you about your belief system on how you're supposed to respond when a child believes they can't do something. Like I'd love to hear if you're even a parents. I'd love to know your perspective. Like when your child says I can't do something, you know.
I want you. What does that say? And think about what we're talking about. Tie that in.
Cyrus decrees rebuild the temple. Dude, that's math all in that.
But
rebuilding the temple.
What are we? What are we?
The temple of God.
Now, what are we trying to do here?
Revival.
We're trying to rebuild the temple of God.
Yeah.
By retraining ourselves to agree, like we can learn these things. We can be rebuilt to the way God has specified us to be built. Sorry, I just opened my Bible to Ezra 1. I just found it to be interesting that it was about rebuilding the temple. It says rebuild the temple as the, what do you call that? And it's not a cliff note, but what is that, Mr. English? Come on.
Commentary.
Is that a commentary? Like
No,
the top of it would be that big commentary?
Well, this is the end of scripture, but this is
I'm saying like what where it says the rebuilding of the temple. Rebuild the temple. What is that?
Unless it's the title.
Just
Yeah.
Talk about feeling dumb. It's the title. My fault. Where's my math?
Let's talk about math. Build confidence back up. Let's talk about math. The square root of it.
They call it a title, huh? Is that what they call it?
Man.
So,
yeah. The reason why is because we're not building any temple without math. I was like, we're not building nothing.
But you see what I'm saying? Like that's how God. Listen, guys. I just want to say this out. This is how God operates, guys. Like I literally just opened this, just for giggles. I was just like gonna be like, look, guys, this is what we need to do. You know, teaching, and then this is where he talks about. It says rebuild the temple. We are God's temple. We need to be rebuilt. We need to be redefined. We need to be restructured to be leaning into God more and not this world. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Like, we need to repent.
So check this out.
Oh, you do know we got a meeting
at noon. Yeah.
So
check this out. My thing is this, right? It's the I can'ts that we really got to be careful of with our young people. What we allow them to believe they can't do.
You know what?
And I know math is one of those things. You said feeling stupid. We don't want to feel stupid. And guys, I'm telling you, do not let your kid, if you see something whipping on your kids, such as math, you as a parent have to understand the importance of them needing to win.
This is where I'm going to bring Brother Gary into this.
Mm-hmm.
It still resonates to me what he said that very first phone call, dude. It's not that you can't. It's that you won't. That's the difference. And that's what we need to teach our children. We can't teach them that they can't do something, but it's that they won't do it. Now, I know that sounds harsh, but it's truth. It's not that we can't do something, but we won't do it. And that decides whether or not you're going to move forward. It's choosing, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do it. Now I will do it.
Now listen. I'm not saying build a career off of math because if it's something that you're just not into. But I'm saying we can't let stuff beat up on our kids.
No.
And math is one of them. And now I'm going to tell you something about a lot of these modern teachers are going to provide excuses for your children to be underdeveloped. They're going to start massaging the I can't.
That's the word.
They're going to start like dude, seriously. I heard a teacher once say, there's some people that just can't get it. And I was like, what? And then I was like, oh, I wish I knew you back in the day because I would have so loved to agree with that. Dude, what the heck is that?
That was a third job.
No, I'm talking about
for them.
Admitting, or not admitting, but just saying.
Basically, you're
some
okay
kids,
with people saying your kids are dumb.
Basically.
When you say someone can't do something,
some kids just can't do it.
Maybe not yours. That's all I'm going to say. But I know my children, I've always tried to instill in my children that they can do anything. I don't know about you guys. I mean, I'm not saying telling them I'm not saying they're going to be rocket scientists. But if they wanted to be, they could be. But they're going to have to put the effort in. Like I told my nephew, matter of fact, my nephew talks about how he wants to be an engineer or an architect.
Yeah, it's all in that.
Well, I mean, not just talking mathematics. I'm just talking to everything in general. To be an engineer, you still need English. You still need all these writing and all these other courses that are not just for math. You need all of it. You need a well-rounded education, which means now if you're going to do these things to become an architect or an engineer, matter of fact, you need to know history.
So I'm going to tell you something. So I was working at the Norva, which is it's just been built. The Norva, it's just been built. It's a concert, like a theater.
Okay.
All right. And there's these two white dudes with hard hats on, khaki pants, and a suit, like a button-down shirt, and they're holding up not a map. What do you call those things? Plans. I was gonna say it looked like a map from a distance, but I'm like,
schematics.
And they're pointing. They're pointing up, and they're talking while they're pointing up, and I'm just like, those dudes are stoned. Those dudes are stoned. It's funny how you try to judge people based off the reality that because that's the only way you can perceive life is based off what you know. So I'm like, those guys, they're just pointing at stuff that's not there. I'm like, they must be on shrooms or something. Rock and roll lifestyle. Anyway, so I go over to them and I'm like, I'll have what you guys are having. And they look at me and laugh. And then they get back to pointing stuff. And I'm hearing them. They go like, if you see there, the elevator goes there, this and that. And I'm just like, hold on, wait. They're actually seeing stuff, bro. And I was like, hey, guys, what are you guys doing? They're like, oh, we're just looking at the building. There's no building there. Mm-hmm. It's not there. There's a fence. There's a bulldozer and a bunch of rocks. And they're pointing at and they're looking at the map and they're looking up, looking at the thing. And all I see is numbers and art. And it's just like, what in the world? And this is what really made me respect visionaries because they can see it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, hold on, guys. I hate to interrupt, but you guys are pointing as if you can see it. And the guy goes, well, okay, let me show you, young man. And literally shows me, if you look at this, you can see that right here. And I started to see it. Mm-hmm. And now it's like this big Bank of America building and all this other. But it was so phenomenal to see it when it wasn't there. I could see everything. Like it was like the Matrix with all the numbers, like the coding. Bro, when you push past the resistance of learning something you don't want to learn, but you push past, even if it's just for discipline's sake, mm-hmm. the benefit. Like I know, like I've seen the results of people who calorie count. You're like, I'm only going to have this portion size of this and that. You know what I mean? But I can't lie that I saw it help them.
I eat whole chickens.
Dude, you're about 190 pounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
you're
know what I
right.
mean? You know, it's like, yeah, I've been there. I haven't been there since I was 19. 190. Like,
I actually weighed this when I went after I got out of basic training.
I remember when I thought 200 pounds, I was like, oh, I overdone it now.
I'm back to my basic
Yeah.
training, buddy.
320. Yeah, I know those numbers. 320 pounds. But check this out. Here's the deal.
I don't know. I keep eating chicken like this. I might be up there.
Yeah, I'm trying to get you up, so then I'll switch up on you, get in shape. You're like, dude, step your game up.
Like, nope.
He said, nope. But really, when we push past it, and I think what most people try to do is
Good Lord.
accept where they are. You know. So let's go and then goes out and gets. Oh yeah. The problem is that she is part of a real race issue where black women are used against black men in order to attempt to take them down. Other issue, the race issue, my brother, both highly educated and I. Right. So, Madison, just so you know, this is also an amazing tactic. What they did was hire a black attorney. Sorry to switch subjects on you guys. What they did was hire a black
Just going
attorney.
back to the original content.
Yeah, they hired a black attorney to make it look like it's not a race thing.
Oh, of course.
So to have a black woman hire a black attorney, it's like,
So
hey,
you seen the white dude that paid the black dude
right,
to say the N-word for
yeah,
him?
I saw that. Yeah,
That's kind of what they're doing.
there's this comedy skit where a white dude pays a black dude to say the N-word to another black dude, and that's what this is.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
You know what I mean? They're
I
like,
think they hit our cover, so I'll be-
yeah. So anyway, we're out of here, guys. We gotta go. We
Oh.
love you.